Hello, boys and girls, and welcome back to another episode of Haunted Router. And as always, we're going to be jumping into our sub and reading more stories from the sub. I feel like we were kind of a little harsh on Jeremy the Tulpa last time. We kind of dragged our man meats across his forehead and were a little bit rude. So we are going to be starting with one of their stories. That's going to be really cool. But before we even do that, we got to figure out what this is going to be about. I got to read the title, and then Ben's going to tell me what the story's about. Instantaneously, right off the noggin, he's just going to put all the meat on the counter and just tell me. The story's called, I Don't Care If the Mirthful Maidens Sound Like the Title of a 1920s softcore film. Those bitches are horrifying.
And we're not supposed to be dragging our man meat across Jeremy's face. I'm just fucking with you. No, all right. Let's see. I don't care if the Mirthful Maidens sound like the title of a 1920s era softcore porn film. Those bitches are horrifying. I'm gonna guess that it's about Mirthful Maidens. That's what their group name is. I think I'm gonna say Lady Vampires. No, Witches Coven. No, that doesn't make sense either because they'd have to be different. Mirthful Maidens. Theater company. Boom. Theater troupe. Old ladies improv.
I feel like it's just gonna be like random women that like this dude's gonna be, it's gonna be like a dude. I have a feeling it's gonna be a guy, and there's just gonna be like girls that like stare and smile.
This is gonna be smile.
Yeah, it's gonna be like they're gonna be like a cult or something, but they're gonna be like eerily smiling because I think mirthful means like happy, right?
Yeah.
But for real though, like I would watch that 1920s movie. Before even finishing what I think the story's about, I would watch the hell out of that 1920s movie. I think it would be like my top 10 movies of all time. The Mirthful Maidens. It just sounds so good. It could be it's probably not even a talkie. I don't think talkies were a thing till like...
No, that'd be a silent one.
It'd be a silent
They'd just be like holding up a card that says like, oh, that feels heavenly.
Yeah, dude. How mirthful am I? You know what I mean?
And that's when
I would be so happy to watch that film. Chaplin's mustache is just extra wet. Like, come on, man. That sounds like an absolute 10 out of 10. But I think it's going to be like one of those, like, people staring at you stories. And them trying to kill him. That's what
I like about the title a lot is that it says, I don't care if Mirthful Maiden sounds like the title, so on and so forth. I wouldn't have thought that if somebody said the Mirthful Maidens. I would have thought, like, again, like, chick band or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I would have thought something completely different. He seems to be like getting in front of it.
Yeah, well, and I think
it's something worse than a 1920s era softcore porn film, of course.
I think this is also why, like, this is the story I wanted to do next from him, is because we were really tough on the first one, and if you think of the first one more as a comedy, it works way better. Like a comedy horror. I can't remember what the one was, but it's the guy from the you talk about it all the time. He works at Lupin or whatever, and every day
he works at what?
Like Lupin or what's it called? Lumen. He works at Lumen.
Oh, fucking Severance. Yeah.
He's got the Severance guy and like the Omen child, right? His stepson's like the Antichrist. I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
The Omen.
Yeah, not the Omen, but it was like he's like trying to be a good stepdad. But
never mind. I know what you're talking about
now.
Is the Omen. That's different than the Omen.
And I remember like that being like way out of like left field, but I feel like that has like the same tempo as something like that last story was. And I didn't even think about that until I was like gearing up for this episode, and I'm like, that title's low-key hilarious. And if you think about it, like the googly-eyed like condom monster, if you think of that in like a comet, in like Beelzebub showing up, that's like straight Blockbuster. I work at a Blockbuster.
Smiling Friends.
Yeah, it's Smiling Friends.
Yeah.
Meat Canyon type stuff, like way out of left field. We don't talk. I forgot. We're not legally not allowed to talk about the Canyon of Meat. Cease and desist is real. But anyways,
they're piling up. That's for sure.
Yeah, they're
and we don't do either.
They keep like sending me just like grotesque slabs of meat in the mail with like a sticker on top that says, "I will hunt your family down." This is not from when
they're still waiting to hunt your family down. They got mine forever ago. Still didn't stop me.
I mean, what is that, like 3 people and they're all at a weird chili place? Well, what is that? What is your
one? Well, one was an indigent. They had to actually like find them. Like they are
Oh.
there from place to place, and the other one was in prison, so that one was easy. But
Yeah, they just pay some of
yeah,
them.
yep,
What if they would have
grandma
paid the
and
wrong
sis.
guy? They paid the wrong guy, and he's just a guy that loves himself some like stabbing with his penis, and so he just becomes somebody's prison bitch. He's like, no, all I did was tax fraud. Why is this happening?
My family tax fraud? No, way worse.
No. Well, maybe he deserves the man getting shoved down.
All
his
right,
throat.
man.
Anyways, I'll let you read it off.
Absolutely. Don't we all? When I was still in college and drinking everything alcoholic anytime I could, I developed a bad case of the shakes. Reaching for an inebriant even after even 8 hours without one, my hand would quiver as if caught in its own private earthquake. Post-graduation, she has an alky.
How quick do you get to it? Dude, I drank a lot of college, bro. I was a degenerate in college, and I never got the shakes, bro. I used to wake up in the morning and put Baileys with my coffee to go to class. And
When did that start, though?
that was like a college thing. I don't know. I was like 19, 20.
When I was still in college and drinking everything I could. Maybe this started before for this person.
Dude, he
Or-
woke up. His dad is just Charlie Sheen. Just passive. He's like, this stuff's
Yeah.
too weak for me. It's not even real alcohol. And he hands him Everclear
Tiger blood.
and Tiger Blood. Just from the day he was born, he was an alcoholic. And that's why he has the shakes at
Yeah.
21.
Post-graduation, pre-marriage, pre-fatherhood, I moved back in with my parents for a time while pretending to look for a decent job. I drained every liquor bottle in their cupboards within a week, then spent my every last cent on cheapo booze. When they realized what a lush I'd become, Mom and Dad locked me in their basement for 2 weeks with only bread and water to live on. I survived delirium tremens, tremors, and acute boredom, and have been sober for nearly 15 years since.
Bro.
My college years, yeah.
I'm going to do another like niche song reference. There's a song by Johnny Cash that he sang on the Johnny Cash show. I think it's called The Day My Uncle Quit Cocaine or something. If you haven't listened to that song, he's like, he beat the walls, he beat the floors, but that's the night my uncle quit cocaine. It's such a silly song. If you just look up, like, there's two Johnny Cash cocaine songs. Everybody knows the one, you know. It's like, early one morning while making the rounds, I took a shot of cocaine and I shot my woman down. Went right home and I went to bed. I stuck that loving 44 beneath my head. Everybody knows that song, right? You don't, obviously. You look completely confused.
No, I'm sorry. I'm
Dude,
lost.
Fantastic song if you haven't. It's I can't remember what that one song. But if you look up Johnny Cash cocaine, there should be 2 songs. You will find it, audience. I have faith in you guys. You guys got to find the other Johnny Cash. Night my uncle quit cocaine is one of the best songs, and I'm just picturing him bouncing off the floors, tearing up the entire room, while they sit in the other room like, oh, your brother's had a little bit of a problem. We gotta fix it now.
But they're sitting there with like mega pints of wine.
Yeah,
They've just got like these like gigantic goblets, and they're like, we need to get this under control.
they're like the bitches.
Like a
from
giant
Cougar
silly
Town.
straw that goes like all the way around the room. And then they just like shove some bread through the fucking vent toward him and just pour a pitcher of water through it.
He's
They're like,
sticking
get your
his
fucking
hands-
life together.
He's sticking his
But
hands
also-
through the vent like the guy from that the story of the guy in the walls. He's just like,
Yeah.
he's like,
He has to like
"More
pull
weed,
the bread
please."
through.
He's like, not
stomp on it.
multigrain, not multigrain.
It's Dave's Killer. No, wait, that's our sponsor next week. We can't mention them yet. No, what else was cracking me up is when he said like that he returned and first off drink up like the liquor cabinet. And he's like, but when my mom and dad realized what a lush I'd become, I imagine that he like walked in looking like a hobo, like fingerless gloves and like a trench coat, and he's like pushing a cart, and he's like, and they're like, oh, you're back home from college already, and he's like 22. He's got like this giant beard and like rattling a can and shit. And he's got like a bindle.
I was on a different page. I thought he came home looking like all Animal Housey, you know, or with the sweater vest and stuff like that. All fine. Our little boy is back home. And then over the next day, he drank the entire liquor cabinet and is already buying more alcohol. I think our son might have a problem. We'll see how this progresses over the next few weeks. Like, it was like a slow
And they come in,
burn.
and he's like screaming at the dog in his boxers, and they're like, get in the fucking basement.
they had to literally rope him. They're driving their old Cadillac and they rope him and drag him back home because he's naked.
They lassoed him. My college years are a blur to me now. It's a miracle I even graduated. The friends I acquired and shed, the parties I attended, the woman I bedded, the women. Oh, sorry, this guy's a fucking. The women I bedded and later assumed I'd hardly pleasured, all seem painted fog now unraveling. Some ghost me's fading memories. Thus, I'm somewhat surprised to see my hands shaking just as alarmingly as they did in the grips of my college alcoholism, as they hover over my MacBook's keyboard, waiting for my brain to tell them what to type next. Of course, I must start with Morty. Morty Greenblatt was forced on me in my childhood as a sort of arranged friendship.
Well, you know what
his
Morty
parents were good friends.
I'm not going to say what kind of person Morty Greenblatt is, but he was a Jew.
You want Kanye?
yeah. We haven't done the Kanye bit in so long, dude. And I was like,
that's
Greenblatt.
True. That's true.
Greenblatt, Kanye West. I'm like, I'm not going to tell you what kind of friend he was, but he was a Jewish friend.
I think, yeah, I bet, dude, if he makes Morty the villain, then we're gonna be like,
it's like, oh no, it's one of those stories. It's both the far right and the far left's least favorite people.
It's the horseshoe.
They only agree on one thing, and that's their hatred of the. I'm not even gonna say that because I feel like YouTube's gonna hit me, but
Morty
they wrap
Greenblatt.
right around to one agreed upon term. We don't like those people.
His parents were good friends with mine and lived just 2 blocks away. So carpools and get-togethers forced us to interact whether we wished to or not. We were in the same grade and often shared the same classroom. Devoid of blood siblings, we became nearly brothers. We even started to look alike. Oh, dude, it's like the Dunwich look. He's getting the Greenblatt look.
Yeah.
As elementary school segued to middle school, then high school, I watched Morty gain confidence with our peers. Jealous and awkward at parties, I tried to look elsewhere as he sucked face with girls I'd fantasized about. Oh shit, Morty.
Morty's
Everywhere
going
we
hard.
went. Morty is fucking player. Everywhere we went, he amassed friends while I faded into the background. When I made plans for college, Morty announced that he'd be taking a year off to travel around the world and get a better idea of his place in it. We bro-hugged goodbye and then fell out of touch. Alcoholism seized me and my social awkwardness withered. Post-graduation, after I sobered up, I began freelance copywriting, turning out SEO content as fast as I could. I earned enough to land my own apartment. Gina Stoneman worked at the Ralph's down the street. We began dating, then married, then our twin daughters, Kenna and Casey, were born. He took her last name. I became a marketing manager for Stolid Staff. I don't know why I threw that in there, but anyway.
It is such a great joke, though. It makes no sense, but it's perfect. I don't know why. It was such
you just did. We know he did.
Dude, that was such a sharp stab to the jugular real quick. You're like, fuck this guy. But yeah, took her last name. What a bitch. What a pussy.
Well, he said it. I feel like he threw her name in there, but not his, so... I became a marketing manager for Stolid Staffing Solutions and moved us into a nice 2-story home in suburbia.
Oh, 2 stories.
While I was becoming a
Look how rich you are.
This guy's talking about how maybe he's not hung up on fading into the background. Maybe he's kind of enjoying it because he's not doing himself any fucking favors to stop fading into the background by being like, I should get a decent job post-grad and move to the suburbs. Yeah, like,
and I'm
what
gonna be
are
in
you
marketing.
doing, bro?
Marketing.
Morty's meanwhile like
it's awkwardly no marketers are always known for being the most awkwardly like not very adept in public situations.
He's like, you know those people, you know when you're shopping, I walk right up to you with a fucking clipboard and ask you like 12 times about your fucking cable service.
But I'm really socially awkward.
Fun fact for those at home, and this is not a joke, this is not a bit. I use those people to go the fuck off in public. I really do. Like, as soon as they as soon as they start approaching me, I go, no. Once, like, I make, like, a killer eye face, because I'm allowed to, because it's their job. They have to, like, and if they're at all persistent, then I just, like, lose my mind. No, I don't, like, start, like, throwing stuff or, like, get thrown out of the store, but I'll just be like, you people are a virus! Like, I'll just get a little bit way too extra.
They have one
I throw
job.
a loaf of bread at them.
That sucks, too, because, you know, they're putting on that a happy face. They hate it, but they're putting it on.
I did that job.
Their best. And then you're just murdering them. You're murdering them
Yeah,
unnecessarily.
basically.
That's such a
I know how bad it sucks to stand there because I really did try to do some direct level marketing at some point in my early 20s. I know how bad of a job that is, and it's just the worst ever. And I'm not gonna let them have a good day when I walk by. I'm not a graceful person. Anyway, I don't know. I had to throw it. I'm getting lost.
Here's the opposite. I'm always saying the awful stuff, and I feel like you're the actual monster, Ben. I think you're the real goblin. Because like I used to be a cart guy, and if I see some guy gathering carts, I'll make sure that they're squared up in the stall still. Even though I know that's the worst job ever.
I just shove them over on their side.
Yeah.
I wait for him to be pushed to the train.
I did get low-key,
and I walk real slow in front of him.
I did get low-key mad in my head at one of the cart guys the other day. Like he was on one side having so much trouble stacking the carts together. So and I was putting my cart away. So I was like, oh, just button up this side so you don't have to worry about it. And they glared at me. I'm like, motherfucker, why? Why are you mad at me for? Fuck me. Why? Fuck me for? It's like, dude.
He took our job.
Dude, he literally looked like he was hating his life, and I was like, you know, when I was a cart boy, I wanted somebody to be nice, and I was nice, and that guy was a bitch. He was a big ass basic bitch, and I'm like, dude, fuck you, fuck this Walmart. I'm going to blow this place up with a rocket launcher. Not really. I don't own a rocket launcher. Too expensive.
In Minecraft. Yeah.
In Minecraft, yeah. But no, that was
later
like,
on when we, yeah.
Low key, like the most irritating thing ever. He just glared at me, and I'm like, bro, what did I do? What did I do? I'm just
see, that's
to
what
be
I
a
mean,
nice
man.
guy.
And then slowly your grace gets eroded away until you're like, you see the cart guy, and you're like about to put your cart back, and then you like turn and like shove it across the parking lot in the other direction, like opposite the cart guy.
I haven't gotten to that
and you
point
just back
yet.
up to your car like.
Most of the time,
right,
I get a
so anyway,
smile
but-
and like a tip of the hat or something. Every time.
Yeah, how to do? Yeah.
But this one guy just was like, he hated his life, and he wanted me to know it with his eyes. And I'm like, that's cool for you, bro. Sorry your life sucks, and I hope it continues sucking. But I'm gonna go back to my good life.
Post cart boy life.
Yeah, exactly.
So while I was becoming a somewhat respectable citizen, and back to the story, by the way, bit's over. While I was becoming a somewhat respectable citizen, attaining love and financial security, the only time I interacted with Morty was when we commented on each other's social media posts with dumb emojis. So imagine my surprise when he showed up on my doorstep, one day without warning.
I got your address from your parents.
he said half apologetically after summoning me with a thrice rung doorbell one Sunday evening. My wife was in the kitchen washing dishes, and my daughters, 12 years old at the time, were likely in their rooms with their phones glued to their faces. Morty moved as if to hug me, then shake my hand, but instead settled on a shoulder slap.
It's been a long time, man,
he said as I squinted at him, as if he were a mirage.
Hey, Morty?
I eventually said. If not for his occasional Instagram selfies, I'd have had no idea that this was the guy I'd grown up with. He'd bleached his hair, grown a goatee, and embraced tattoos and piercings to the utmost degree. He dressed as if he was at a Lakers game and reeked of marijuana. The shade of his eyes attested to his strength. The shade of his eyes attested to his strength?
Sure.
Sorry, I'm being disruptive.
I mean, like, wait, it's probably like a little bit of bag. He like looks like real tough, but like he's seen some shit.
Okay.
Like he's seen. That's why I read it. But if I had to guess, it's just like he looks like he's been through hell and walked up past.
I get it. Yeah. Okay. An awkward way of putting it, but yeah, I like it.
Can I come in for a second? Let's catch up. Crack open a few brewskis. Oh, that's right. You're sober. I remember the essay you posted. Got any soda around? My mouth is dry as hell.
Well, what could I do but usher him into the living room?
Gina,
I called.
we've got a visitor. Would you fetch us a couple of Pepsis?
Gina did it.
You okay there, Ben? You gonna survive?
Yeah,
buddy?
I don't know why this is hitting me as hard as it is, but I'm getting emotional. Gina did as requested.
Good one.
Introduced herself to Morty, and then returned to her dishwashing. Exiting the room, I'm having a day over here. Exiting the room, she gave me a loaded look, which read,
"What the hell is that loser doing here?"
Drained conviviality had my old friend and me exchanging...
Hey, remember when?
Reminiscences. Punctuating our shared history, our laughter rang hollow. Then we segued to our current circumstances. Morty had become a drywaller. Based, I learned, though I'd surely already read that on social media, then forgotten it. He bounced between San Diego and Los Angeles to attend various concerts and took his parents out to breakfast every other Saturday morning. Honestly, 20 minutes into our convo, I was mentally praying for him to leave. Whatever had bound us together in our youth had long since dissolved, and I was bored beyond belief. Then Morty finally revealed what was on his mind.
Hey, man.
He said,
It's been cool catching up with you and all, but I really came here for some advice. I mean, out of everyone I know, you seem to be best situated. Wifey, kids, good job. And look at that body. I bet she'll get your gym time in, don't ya?
When I can.
Okay. And you gave up drinking too. Like, how can you stand to be around people? But that's not what I'm getting at. It's all these women I keep seeing. The Mirthful Maidens.
Mirthful Maidens? That sounds like some kind of folk music group.
damn, that was my guess. Was chick band.
Dude,
oh shit.
Dude, on the money, dude. On
The
the
boring
money.
guy guessed my shit.
Dude.
Fuck.
Dude, you all over my face right now. There's so much of your juices just landed on my face because you called it perfectly.
No, man. Check this out.
He pulled his phone from his pocket and summoned an image to its screen. Holding it out for my inspection, he said,
My Uncle Benji used to collect vintage magazines. Sometimes I look through them. This is one of his favorites.
Wink?
I asked, reading the magazine's cover. It's pinup art, credited to Peter Dribbin, depicted a grinning, black-haired beauty reclining in high heels, stockings, and undergarments. Just above her head were the words, Merry Mirthful Maidens.
Oh, already like where this is going, dude. This is sick. Like, we neither of us called that it was gonna be from a pinup mag.
Yeah.
Like,
Vin used to collect these.
that's cool. Like, so is he like? I don't know. This could go in like a way where he's like seeing these women like in like real life. Like, they're like showing up because he found this. Maybe that killed his uncle too. I don't know. The ideas from that is just firing off in all cylinders.
Yeah, this is like a weird way of going where he's like coming here to catch up and stuff like that, and then he's like, "Hey, I need some advice. You're really sexy," and our guy is like, "What?"
Thank you.
And he's like, pinup magazine, Mirthful Maidens, and
Dude,
like,
I
are you
just
having a
pictured-
fucking aneurysm, dog?
Dude,
Because like you're
The image I have in my head right now of these two guys is I basically picture MGK with the head of the guy from Family Guy, like the
which guy from Family Guy?
Mort, the Jewish guy.
Oh, me? Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
Mort.
okay.
I have
yeah,
Mort's
MGK.
head
I see what you mean. Oh
with
my god, that's
MGK's
so
body,
fucking funny,
right?
dude. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I'm picturing just it's Steve from American Dad, right?
American Dad. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm picturing him and this guy.
Like old
just-
Steve.
Yeah, they're just having this back and forth. Like, so I got like 50s dad, like Jewish MGK, and like
MGK.
MGK, yeah, MGK. And then when it hit me with the most interesting throw off that I did not see coming, I was like, whoa. You're telling me right now that MGK and American Dad are looking at pinup magazines that are gonna kill them? What if by handing this magazine off, it's like It Follows, where instead of just a random
Oh
person
shit!
following,
No, it's the
like-
smile curse. Like, dude, what if it's like you guessed?
Yeah.
Dude, I think that you hook shotted this,
Dude,
man.
I
I think that you
think-
half courted it.
If it does that, dude, I'm low key hyped about the story. I'm low key now. Like,
Yes, if
100% sold in. 100% sold in.
If so, then you did it. You behind the back half courted it. If you got this.
I'm excited.
Yeah, wink.
Never heard of it.
Who gives a shit? Sorry, but listen, man. The mag itself doesn't matter. I'm just saying that these chicks I'm seeing all look like the same broad on the cover. Long legs, slim waistline, perky tits, toothy smiles like ultra sex pot Lois Lanes. They look like they could be sisters or something. Or share the same plastic surgeon, maybe both. See what I'm getting at?
Well, damn. Congratulations. How many of them are there? Oh, to be single again.
The walls were thin in our house. Instantly, I regretted my last sentence. Gina was in the kitchen where the knives were. How could I have been so stupid?
Bro, she gives a shit what you and MG Jew are talking about.
I don't think so at all.
She's like, I hate this guy. I want him to leave, but whatever. They're having fun. I don't care.
Nah, man.
She's probably got other stuff going on. Yeah.
Exactly. She doesn't care. She doesn't care, like, at all. She's like, I'm just gonna keep cooking. I wish my daughters loved me still.
We could be sharing a moment right now, said Morty.
Oh, then it's me again. God damn it.
This ain't about pussy. Something's wrong with these women. I don't think they're human.
Shaking my head, I replied,
Well, if they're trying to get your attention, there must be something wrong with them.
Crack all the jokes you want, homie, but I don't do it around these chicks. I mean, you should hear how they laugh. It's all like they swallowed harmonicas or something. Like they've got reeds in their throat. And I swear to God, man, they're always laughing. Sometimes when they're in a corner of my vision, the mouth's open too wide like snakes.
Dude, you reek of weed, Morty.
I said,
Are you on drugs too? Has anyone else seen these chicks? Have you tried photographing one?
Ignoring those questions, Morty said,
I first saw him at Crystal Stilts concert back in NYC. Back in 2012, right before the band played, I heard this strange noise from behind me. Turning, I saw 3 of the sexiest women I've ever seen. In person, really. They're all dressed in black leather, wearing black lipstick. All were staring at me, laughing their fucking asses off. My skin really started to crawl, man. Their Crystal Stilts played one of the greatest post-punk sets I've ever seen, and I forgot about those bitches until I saw 4 of them a few months later.
In New York?
Nah, man. Cancun. A couple of brothers and me went to the Scoop where some spring breaking bitches get that prime pussy, you know, that young pussy. Well, we're watching a wet t-shirt contest, staring at titties salivated, when I saw 4 Mirthful Maidens standing off to the side wearing old-fashioned black bikinis laughing at me. Man, I pointed them out to my homie Steve and Bill, and Bill walked over to him trying to fuck one. And they just kept laughing and laughing, and Bill came back and said, they must be shroomed real hard. That night, Bill fell off our hotel balcony, or maybe it was pushed, I don't know. Ruined the best trip. Ruined the rest of the trip, that's for sure. Dude was dead as fuck.
Well, if he wasn't worried about what his wife was hearing through the walls at this point, he probably maybe should be a little bit after this guy said, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my house right now.
Dude, this guy's just like saying the craziest, like, this guy has not grown up. Like, keep in mind, so he was in his 20s. This is 50. He's like 20, almost 40 now. And this guy's like complete burnout. Complete burnout, has done nothing with his life. The only thing he does good in his life is he takes his parents out to lunch or breakfast on Saturdays. So, like, this dude is just clubbed out. He's probably been to all the Diddy parties. He probably applied all the lotion or the baby oil to everybody, and he's cool with that. That wasn't too far. What was too far was seeing these weird bitches and his buddy falling off a balcony.
That's the weirdest thing that's happened to you this entire time?
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, I felt obliged at that moment to say,
I'm sorry for your loss.
Yeah, I bet you are, buddy. A real bleeding heart. That's what you are. But where was I? Sorry, I haven't been sleeping much lately. Give me a second, okay? I'll say this. I've never seen the same Mirthful Maiden twice. Over the years, I've seen, let me see, probably at least a couple hundred. All with that wavy black hair. All those perfect bodies that would give any straight dude a half a chub. If these chicks would ever shut their frickin' mouths, always wearing black, they're never without... Oh, Jesus Christ.
He's got these, like, huge monologues that he's going on.
Always wearing black. They've never with the boyfriends or any non-laughing friends. They're never alone, and I've never seen more than 9 of them at once. Everyone seems to ignore them, but I don't. but I don't know how they can. Sounds they make, man, they're unhuman.
You were so right. You were completely right about like a bunch of ladies just smiling at you and laughing all the
Yeah,
time and stuff
yeah.
like that. Dude, you got it. Fucking congrats.
Thank you.
Wow.
Mirthful, smiling. It's a creepypasta. It's gotta be smiling stuff. Which low key, I think creepy smiling and like the idea of like smiling people is scary. What was that? The movie Smile. Remember the ad campaign they did for that? What? Do you remember that?
I had no.
You would be like, I remember the first one I saw was it was at a baseball game. They were doing the opening pitch, and there was one person in the audience standing up, like just full on smiling and like glaring at the camera, like dead at the camera, and everybody's sitting down, but this one person's standing, and then that started popping up everywhere.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
It was like this guerrilla ad campaign for the movie Smile. Like you were seeing people smiling, and the movie Smile's pretty good. I liked the first one. Okay, I thought it was pretty solid, but like that was like
We should do a similar thing for our movie.
our
It's
movie
coming out next year, Flasher. Yeah.
I've been promoting that for at least the last 10 years. Working on it, dude. Everybody's like, is that just furry underwear? I'm like, no, there is a penis in there. It's just really small.
My child, come closer.
I'm like, I'm trying to flash you. That's what I'm doing. They're like, yeah, you can't see anything. You got too much bush and not enough peen.
Too much bush, not enough peen. That's the tagline for our show here.
Dude, that's such a great tagline. It's just like a super serious, scary cover of a guy.
No, it's me and you like back to back.
Yeah.
Like dead serious,
like-
and we're like in like badass clothes.
Yeah, it's like Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, we're in like attitude faces. Yeah, dude, hell yeah.
Am I doing this or are you doing this? The guy.
Oh, you're back on Listen, Morty. Oh yeah. Wow, this guy's really gone off the deep end. I thought.
Listen, Morty. I've
said-
been laughed at by women too. I know how small it can make you feel, how cruel it makes them seem. But you've met some nice ladies over the year too, haven't you? Why don't you focus on them? God, I love this guy. I really love. He's so salt of the earth guy, dude. He's like, hey, buddy, you've gone down some really tough paths there, but I want you to know it's going to be okay. And Morty's like, I don't think you fucking understand. They came in half naked, they had a butt plug in, and they were staring at me and laughing. Why doesn't anybody else see them? They're naked in public. We're not even at like
They're behind you right now.
They're behind you right now. Right now, they're behind you.
This is too good. I like the main character too. I like that he's it's like he's like he got through like college alcoholism, which is like that's a big thing, you know, like you lose your life to that and all that
For
type
sure.
of stuff. So I'm not downplaying that, but it seems like he didn't really like go that hard for that long, and he got like locked in the basement. And his parents were like right on that. As
Yeah.
soon as they noticed something was wrong, they're like, "You're going in the fucking basement, and you're a fucking care." And it like worked and stuff, like
Yeah.
scared him straight and everything. And now he's just out here like dishing out life advice, like, well, we've all been there, buddy. You know, we've all seen some ghosts, had the heebie-jeebies. I was in the basement one time, and he's like, oh my fucking god, if you talk about the basement again.
You know, I used to be an alcoholic. It's like, shut
Yeah,
up, bro.
right. Like, he's just like,
I have sexy Demi Moore looking chicks trying to murder me. I don't care about your goddamn basement.
Because I'm fucking afraid, bro. I'm not even out in public it's not just out in public that I've seen the Mirthful Maidens. One night, just a few weeks ago, I woke up and saw two in a corner of my bedroom. I grabbed my cell phone and ran out of there and called the police. But of course, the chicks had vanished by the time the pigs showed up.
Maybe they would have got there faster if you weren't calling them pigs. He probably called them pigs on the phone, is what I'm saying. He's like, hey, listen, these two fucking hot girls in my house right now, but I don't want them here. I don't know who they are. They seem dangerous. Could you fucking pigs please show up to my apartment right now? And they were like,
get these two bitches out of my house that I'm not having sex with. Come get them.
Gabagool.
I could. I was
Dude, I'm writing the line of like Jewish to Italian so hard right now, and I'm just letting it happen. I'm letting the lines blur even further.
Yeah, no, it's like he's like Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn Jewish, yeah.
There was some in my parents' backyard the other day. My mom and dad had no fucking clue who they were, but weren't bothered by them. I shouted threats at the women, but they kept laughing and laughing.
Wow.
I exhaled,
This is some kind of joke, right?
as if I couldn't see the fervor in his eyes or the sweat on his forehead.
No joke, man. I see him everywhere I go. In the US and out of it. Always looking at me, always laughing. That weird ass laugh. I've been having expecting a couple of them to walk downstairs while we're talking.
Well, Morty,
I said.
I've never heard such a thing before. I'll tell you what, though. Next time you see these mirthful maidens, call me and we'll confront them together. How's that sound?
Better than nothing. I guess you'll hear from me soon enough.
There we go. Sorry, I had to submit to the demands. Okay, how's that sound? Okay, Morty side.
We're past that. We're after... I just skipped the Morty side thing.
Oh, we are? Oh, okay, sorry. After giving him my phone number, I showed him to the door and watched his departure. He pulled a joint from his pocket, sucked fire into it, and sauntered over to his car. Carefully, he checked its interior for bogey women before driving off. I felt someone touch my elbow and nearly shat my pants. But it was only Gina, making that face she makes when she's attempting to hide her anger.
I heard everything. I heard every word you two said.
She practically hissed.
I don't care if you guys were friends way back then. Morty, whatever his last name is, sounds like a dangerous crackhead, and I don't want him anywhere near our daughters or me ever again. You stay away from him, too. He'll probably attack some poor woman someday, and you'll be arrested as his accomplice if you do not be careful.
After a moment of consideration, I thought, sorry, Morty. Then threw my arms around Gina and said,
Whatever you say, dear.
I felt the tension flow from her as her speech grew sardonic.
Jeez, I'm lucky that I didn't laugh around that asshole. He would have accused me of being a Martian.
I considered her graying hair and her plump figure, which had never rebounded.
Bro was just like, well, she didn't take pregnancy well, but I still love her.
Well, Gina.
Well, Gina, you're fat and
Bruh.
gray-haired. I love you, but I don't love you, if that makes sense, you stupid whore.
No. I considered her graying hair and her plump figure, which had never rebounded far back from its pregnancy weight all those years ago, and thought, fat chance. I think he's thinking that at his wife.
Yeah,
Then,
no,
oh shit!
no
he was
pun-
saying that. He was
Yeah.
calling his own fucking wife
Yeah.
ugly. He was saying
Yeah.
that he wouldn't oh shit. Then, feeling guilty, as if Gina had read my mind, I offered to rub her feet. Her gross old veiny ass.
Dude instantly was like, he looked at her like, he gave her that like side eye like, and then he was like, don't worry, honey, I will rub your feet immediately. Immediately I will get on those little dozy bozies. I would love to rub them for you. I am a wonderful husband, and
He's
you
like-
are a beautiful woman. You are not rotund and gray
He's flip flopping like so hard.
Yeah, dude, yeah.
Like
He's
this guy
"I
came
hate
in
you,
and he's
but
like,
love
he's
you."
like at first he's like, hey dude, can you calm down around my wife? And then he's like, she's not listening, whatever. And then he starts talking about all this crazy shit. And then the guy's like, dude, they're like the hottest chicks ever, dude. You got to come with me and like we got to fight these bitches off. And he's like, I guess the next time you run into a group of hot women, just give me a call, man. And I guess I'll have to run down there and help you out.
Well, I guess
And then,
I'll
like,
have
his-
to just come to your aid and maybe aid my penis.
Yeah.
into one of your
There we go. There we go.
vaginas.
You got it.
Don't
And then
tell Gina.
after he
though.
leaves, yeah, and then he leaves and Gina walks in. She's like, don't tell Gina what? In fact, I fucking heard everything you said, you asshole. And he's like, you're right. I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. What a terrible fucking husband moment.
Yeah.
And then he looks at her and he's like, you dog. And he like hugs her and he's like knocking on the window to Morty and he's like,
Call me. I will hit of the joint with you, sir. I will hit of that joint and partake in the smiling women if you will let me.
oh my god, this story is too crazy. Too good. Of course, Morty called me a few times after that, but I let him go straight to voicemail. He direct messaged me on social media, but I never wrote back. One time he returned to my home, but my wife answered the door and told him I wasn't home. When he asked when I'd return, she shouted,
Just get out of here, you psycho!
A few weeks after that, San Clemente beachgoers realized that the man they'd assumed was only sleeping on his Corona Extra beach towel was turning purplish blue, choking on his own vomit. Morty died there, on the sand, chock full of heroin and fentanyl, on an otherwise idyllic day. Nah, it's even more idyllic.
Yeah.
Anyway, It was all over social media with old. That's about as idyllic as it gets. With old
Post it
classmates
all
of
over
ours and
social
folks
media.
I'd
Just
never met
Spam
coming
it
out.
everywhere. Makes it a much better day. They're like,
Just this picture of him on the beach, just like.
They're like, oh my god, MG Jew died.
And 10 ladies are like, I fuck that guy. And then a bunch of like the same looking lady just posts like the laughing emoji as a reaction. And then just more rolling every day. So let's see. It was all over social media with old classmates of ours and folks I'd never met coming out of the woodwork to praise Morty's many virtues and condemn his opioid addiction.
My heart is open to anyone in the crisis.
Some wrote.
Don't ever feel alone in your affliction.
I wondered how they'd have reacted to that Mirthful Maidens story. Strangely enough, Gina demanded that I attend Morty's funeral. Gina has some history with Morty, too.
But people
She's like, I can't, we have to go.
We have to go. We have to go. I don't think you
like,
understand. Before I met you, I did suck on his penis.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. But people might know that I said I'd help him, and I didn't.
I protested.
They'll blame me for his overdose. I can't stand being yelled at. Grow up,
This guy
you big
just totally
baby.
made Morty's death about him.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but he just made this all about him.
What if there's one of those very inquisitive lads who read too many Sherlock Holmes books, and he's there, and he knows that I could have saved him at any point in time?
Classmates he hasn't seen since before he was a different human being, and the other half of them are people he doesn't know, and he's concerned. But when we walk in, everyone's going to be asking about my story. And you know I'm a great storyteller, Gina.
I might not be able to hold my tongue. Oh, grow up, you big baby.
She countered.
It's bad enough that you don't post anything on his Facebook wall. If people don't
These
see
are
you
boomers.
there, well, word gets around, doesn't it?
Naturally, she made me no offer to accompany me. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So the day came, half strangled by my new tie. Poor choice of words for a guy who probably asphyxiated.
Yeah.
Feeling as if my toes were... It's like I'm choking to death in this thing. Not the way Morty
This
did.
is
but...
worse than dying with fentanyl.
Did I tell you guys I was an alcoholic? As if my toes were fusing together. Half strangled by my new tie and feeling as if my toes were fusing together. So tight were my new dress shoes. I walked into a chapel. Sneering at the sandals worn by a few mourners, I made my way to the funeral guest book and wrote my name, clearly, lest anyone call me absent. I don't know what that noise is.
Dude, you gotta
Feeling as if...
You got a mirthful maiden coming in.
I do. It's a very weird noise in the room. Anyway.
Mirthful maiden? Well, let me just take off my clothes.
It sounds like laughter. Feeling as if I was being pointed out by old classmates I'd rather not reconnect with, I claimed some pew space, stared lapward, and twiddled my thumbs, waiting for the service to begin. Then I became... Dude, if everybody's really standing around, they're like, that's the guy that wouldn't help him with his smile, ghost ladies.
No.
None of you did. They all know 100%. They all like, and then you like take a second look at his Facebook page and it's like, he'll be like a selfie of him looking normal with his parents at breakfast. And then like 50 like posts that are like a book of him just like, the shadow people are in the wall.
The smiling hot chicks are definitely trying to kill me.
Everyone's like, I did click not interested in those. Then I became aware of a bizarre sort of sobbing. At least I assumed it to be such, until I noticed 3 beautiful women in the pew across the aisle. Dressed in identical, semi-formal black dresses, they leaned forward to make heavy eye contact with me, never closing their mouths. And indeed, their laughter sounded as if it was pouring out of harmonicas.
The Mirthful Maidens.
I thought, astounded. Still, no other mourner seemed troubled by them. As one funeral officiant or another stepped behind the pulpit and began blah blah blahing, and the Mirthful Maidens continued belching their bizarre laughter, I wondered if I was being pranked.
Dude, what a prank.
This dude is the most self-centered fucker in the entire world. Is you guys all pulling a gag on me?
Are you pulling a gag on me? Was this whole funeral planned for me, actually? Is he gonna get up? Is he gonna get out of the casket?
And Morty messaging me over the last year of his descending heroin addiction, desperately trying to get my help. That was all part of the bit. Wow, classic.
You got me. It's good. That's good. I didn't see that coming.
I should have seen this one, honestly. Hey, fool me twice, shame on me, right?
Fool me. Fool me, you're never gonna fool me again.
Indeed. Okay. Yeah. Good one. Had Morty paid these women to act that way, then committed suicide? Was he even dead in his open casket, or was he ready to spring up and shout?
Joke's on you!
Was everyone but me in on it? what else could I do but flee?
I love that.
I do like the paranoid nature of it, though. The
I do
paranoid
love the fact that we made that joke, and then the next line made it real. Made it real. We went on a whole bit about him thinking it was about him, and the next line is this about me? Like, it's literally like, you got me. This is crazy that you did a whole year sting operation joke on me. Crazy.
And of course, when I told my wife about it that night, after nearly an hour of cunnilingus that only one of us enjoyed, what?
He's not attracted
She
to his wife.
snickered and said,
So he's like,
"Oh,
what was that?
my
It's like
God.
this
is the deepest horror story we've ever read."
Yeah. It's like the movie Married with Children, or the TV show Married with Children, where the wife's always trying to have sex with him. He's like, ugh, no. He's like, I don't want that. Get away from me, you silly loud woman.
I can't. Bro, this dude is a fucking weirdo. This narrator has devolved so much. Dude, that's the subversion. We thought this was a normal man.
Yeah.
We thought this was a normal guy the whole time. He was trying to explain to us, like, I'm just so normal. I've just been fading into the background my whole fucking life. And it's like, yeah, you fucking freak. I bet that's where you're comfy. Yeah. And they never found the bodies or the little shoes. They're so little. The shoes are so small.
The women actually just work for him. He was like, you didn't help me when I was an alcoholic. When I was an alcoholic, you didn't lay out a hand ever for me, Morty. So I had women follow you and have surgically implanted harmonicas in their esophagus. And I think this was the prank on you, bitch. I hope you enjoyed the heroin.
This is because you got more popular than me in school, Morty. Who's the popular one now? Anyway, so he ate his wife out for an hour. He didn't like it. And then she snickers and says,
"My, oh my. What a big, strong, handsome man jumping at campfire stories. Does he need a kiss from his mama? Will it make it better?"
He's like, "You only give me a kiss if you like tuna." Gina kissed my forehead, then fell asleep.
When she kisses him, he's like, ugh. That's it.
Yeah. Ugh. He's like...
he just... No. Ew. Gross.
No.
He's like, you get
one
your
second,
one yearly kiss. You get one yearly kiss, woman. My lips burn from your ugliness.
This story is so fucking crazy, dude. I need him to turn and address the audience at some point.
Yeah, dude. It's hilarious, though. Him being cis over the top makes it amazing. It makes it so good. Because I'm having so much fun with this asshole.
This is such a great story. I don't know, like, there's so much to unpack about this.
Yeah,
anyway, all right, I'll leave it for the end. Gina kissed my forehead, then fell asleep. Listen, whoever's reading this, I know most people have never given any thought to the percentage of women who wear black. That's not what I needed you to do when you address the audience. It's a very flattering color choice.
Dude, hold on. I'm gonna read it in his voice. I'm gonna read it in his voice. Listen, whoever's reading this, I know people have never given any thought to what percentage of women wear black. It's a very flattering choice, fashionable, elegant, mysterious, even slimming. The color fits nearly every occasion, every skin tone, and body shape, so there's really no way to avoid it when going out in public. Similarly, in a free society, people laugh when they're pleased, even when it comes out of their mouths. When they do so, it's somewhat discordant. Not all vocal cords are the same. Some people laugh like Fran Dresser does. But please believe me when I assure you that what flows from the throats of the mirthful maiden isn't human.
So maybe this is some kind of It Follows / Smile kind of curse.
Oh, the story literally says it, bro! The story literally
I have my button that sets off the fucking fireworks, but I can't find it. Soundboard's dead.
Dude, the story literally says what I said it was going to do. That's crazy. That's so crazy.
No. You don't get to do this at this point. You don't get... Dude, there has been so much extra shit piled up on top of this. Address the situation with your wife. This isn't about any of the other shit. We need to know what's going on in your marriage, dog. And you turn to the camera after all this and you go... So as you probably guessed, we're doing a smile or like an It Follows type thing. And it's like, that is so not what we're fucking doing here. That is so not what I'm worried about.
Dude, this is the equivalent to those two films of Scream. This is Scream. You know what I mean?
God.
Where like Scream fully like admits that it's
No,
doing a spoof.
This is American Beauty.
No. But yeah, it might
Yeah,
incorporate American Beauty in it. But this is 100% like Scream, where it's like, do you watch horror movies? Like it's nodding at itself so much, and it's working because of that. I think any other story, if it did that, I would be like, that's stupid. But because it's as hilarious as it is, and it knows it's as stupid as it is, I love it. I love this so much. You have no idea. The fact that it said that is so amazing.
No, this has become one of my favorite stories that we've read on this fucking story. I am so angry, like on so many different levels right now, and so confused that it's done all of this, and it's done it, like this is an American Beauty, where it's like, this is me jerking off in the shower. This is the high point of my day. And you're like, and then he's like, oh, but no, we'll get back to the ghosts, though. You were here for the ghosts. And you're like, not any fucking more, we're not. What were you talking about a second ago? And he's like, don't worry about that. But anyway, I ate my wife's pussy for like an hour, and I fucking hated it. Soft the whole time. But anyway, the ghost ladies, and you're like, whoa.
So great. I love it so much. He's like, you've seen Smile.
It's so good.
Follows,
It's
right?
so fucking good.
Like, it's kind of like those. Even those are very different. Like, they're similar, but they're different enough that like lumping them together just is like, we're doing that. It's happening. I was like, didn't think it could ever happen to me, but oh, did I tell you I hate my wife?
That's what I mean. That's a lie. Every time he's like, we're doing an It Follows. Like, no, we're fucking not. Anyway, I just love it. I love this so much. Anyway. So maybe this is some kind of It Follows or Smile kind of curse, though rather than being the only one who can see the whatever the hell they really are, I'm just the only person who's bothered by them. Everyone else, it's perfectly normal to have gorgeous chicks dressed in black laughing anywhere and everywhere all the time. A couple of months after Morty's funeral, I was at a steakhouse with my wife and daughters. It was my birthday, so I was allowed to gorge myself on a 14-ounce Oscar-style ribeye and a basket of fries, plus a couple of Pepsi to wash them down with, as my table mates nibbled at salads. Just as I was preparing to broach the notion of dessert, I see this dude's like fat as fuck at the table now. It's like normal sized family, and this dude's just like got like pitchers, like
Dude,
pitchers of Pepsi that he's drinking.
His wife's not even fat. She's just a little chubby.
God.
She's like slightly chubby. Like, she doesn't have abs anymore.
Just blew this wide the fuck open.
He's a
the fat, ugly
man.
one.
He is like 300 pounds, and his wife is
cul-de-sac.
Like, God, she just doesn't have abs anymore, and he's like, God, what a fat bitch. She's one.
I could have done so much fucking better than you.
Yeah.
You dragged me down.
I look like an Olympic lifter.
And think about it, dude, he's on his birthday watching his God, this story, there's so many layers to this. And while this is happening, just as I was preparing to broach the notion of dessert, a familiar sound caught my attention. There were 4 mirthful maidens in black V-neck dresses occupying a table to the right of us. Meeting my eyes, they laughed their strange laughter, with nothing on their tabletop other than their folded hands.
What's wrong, Daddy?
Asked Kenna.
Why are you staring at those women? Do you know them or something?
Asked Casey.
The Mirthful Maidens.
Yeah, I muttered.
They were stalking
He just
Morty.
leaves it out there.
Now they're following me.
Bum, bum, bum.
Okay, that is enough soda for your father,
said Gina, waving our waiter over.
Let's go home and give him his presents.
To me, she whispered.
Don't you dare make a scene.
On the drive home, I tried to redeem myself.
None of you thought those women were strange, huh? Just sitting there, laughing nonstop, eating and drinking nothing at a restaurant? They must have just arrived. Don't blame them for bad service.
Like, so mean sounding the whole time.
Well, see, now in my head, this is all his imagination. Like, literally, when he was talking to Morty,
right. Yeah.
Like, the line that's coming back to my head when he was talking to Morty was like, hey, you been working out, haven't you? Like, you're so attractive. You're such a good-looking man. Yeah, I look like shit, like a drug addict, and you kind of look like John Wayne. Like,
All right, so he's like completely Randy Marshing on the way home.
Yep.
Super awkward car ride. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so Gina is yelling at this guy. Yeah. So you were saying, though, about Gina's voice. That he's seeing everything in his head about the working out and stuff like that.
Everything is from his perspective, and he's such an insufferable douchebag that he think like, honestly, the guy probably came in and said, listen, there's these girls, they're following me. It's kind of crazy. He probably had one tattoo, like he had like Japanese writing on his arm, and he was like, oh, he looked like one of them rappers. Like his alcoholism was.
He looked like a Little Wayne.
His alcoholism was literally, he woke up one morning and he shook a little bit, and his parents' alcohol cabinet was like one bottle of schnapps. And he
drank like some Rumplemints or something.
Yeah, and he slept in a little long in the basement one day. And so he took this entire story, turned it into like this epic. And so everything in his life he exaggerates for like to make him more important than he is. That's the way I'm picturing it. Where like if you looked at it, it's like when you watch Tucker and Dale versus Evil, when you watch like the horror cut versus what actually happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's like
right.
If you saw everything from his perspective, it's just like cartoony and over the top, and he's just like, oh, I'm just a normal guy, and he's like, he's got the Christopher Reeves build and everything. And then you see him in real life, he's just rotundly fat. His wife actually hates him. I just picture like it's a complete opposite of what actually is going on. I feel like the Maidens are the only through line.
At this point, it is.
Yeah.
At this point, it is. I'm on such a different story at this point. That's what I mean. Is it's like I like that this is one thing disguised as something else entirely to me. But anyway,
it's so awesome. I love it. Our service was fine, though. And didn't you hear the laughter? Humans don't make sounds like that. It was like something out of a nightmare. Hi, Daddy. You're so cringe,
said Casey.
Women are allowed to have fun in public without a man around, you know. Yeah, this isn't the 1800s.
Chimed in Kenna.
You don't have to be frightened just because they're having fun. That's telling him, girls.
Gina commended.
Never let some Neanderthal try to put you in your place. Not even Daddy.
That's not what I was. You know what? Forget it.
If ever a man alone has won an argument against 3 ladies, I've yet to hear of it. Speaking of arguments, over the years I've noticed that whenever a female I know takes issue with another female and wishes to badmouth her, I'm supposed to echo that disparagement.
What a bitch. Who does she think she is?
Etc. But whensoever a woman gets on my bad side and I speak ill of her to another lady, the lady I'm talking to always takes the other woman's side.
Consider her perspective.
They tell me.
Every woman has had Every woman has had umpteen horrible encounters with horny, psychotic, walking boners. How was she supposed to know if you're a good guy or a bad guy?
Like, suddenly I'm Mr. Misogynist, out to undo women's suffrage and overturn Roe v. Wade just because I took umbrage when a drunk chick grabbed my glasses off my head and tried them on without asking, and then I punched her, and then dropped them when I handed them back, and then laughed at their cracked lens. Do you know what I'm saying, fellas?
Yeah, dude. Hit a bitch.
Sure, bud. Totally, dude.
100%. I totally know what you are
We're
saying.
so with you at this point.
I have watched so much Andrew Tate at this point, bro, that I'm on your side. Suck. Women are the worst. Don't need them.
He's like, you know what? Being married is
sex
gay.
With men. What?
Yes. Cut out the middle woman.
Yeah. We don't need women.
So
I will impregnate all men's buttholes. We'll evolve past them. We just keep having gay sex.
Yes, but we can't do it unless we don't all try together.
We need
same
to
time, big pile.
Stand together in a big pile and become like a Lovecraftian rat king of gay sex.
Easy prompt. Boy babies. So yeah, just like with Morty, the Mirthful Maidens have become a regular feature in my life, appearing with increased regularity. Never have I seen the same maiden twice. Never have they shut their damn mouths. I've seen them at the gym, on the street, and staring from the windows of passing vehicles. I've seen them in the background of old sitcoms, ravaging laugh tracks. I've seen them on airplanes, seen them in my dreams, and of course, I've heard them too. Eventually, I started photographing them with my iPhone, you fucking creep. Oh my god, he even said it after that, pretending to be texting people, snapping shot after
Yes.
shot of maiden after maiden. I was big on message boards. I figured that I'd expose them on social media, create a Facebook page where others bedeviled by them could contribute. Then Gina got a hold of my phone one night and beat the shit out of me until I deleted every shot.
But
She screamed.
what am I? Not good enough for you? You have to go around taking upskirt shots. You'll end up on the sex offender registry. Those weren't upskirt shots.
I said was my sad defense.
You don't think it's strange that I'm seeing women dressed in black everywhere I go, and they're always laughing like malfunctioning androids? You've caught your friend Morty's delusion.
She said.
But you're a married man, not an incel. You don't have to view women as a hostile force. Keep this up, and we'll put you on some kind of antipsychotic medication.
Naturally, I spoke no more of the Mirthful Maidens to Gina until I arrived home from grocery shopping one Saturday and found 6 of them in our living room. There my wife was, wine glass in hand, eyes twinkling with imbibed cheer. Oh, what the fuck is this about to turn it? Delivering high school anecdotes as if hosting longtime friends. Around her, quite drinkless, were a half-dozen beauties in black blazer jackets and black slacks, belching their hideous laughter in bizarre synchrony. Noticing me, Gina cooed.
Oh, hello, honey. We have company today. Put those groceries away, pour yourself a soda, and come join us.
Gina's like, I'm going to save this marriage. On the way back to the kitchen, ignoring the maiden's gazes, I paused to kiss my wife on the cheek, but then whispered into her ear.
What the hell is going on? Be nice.
She hissed back at me. Okay, I'll admit it. During my brief time in the kitchen, I thought about fleeing through the back door and hopping fence after fence until I was at least 3 cities distant. My teeth were chattering. I was more goosebumps than man. When my every small hair felt ready to launch from its follicle. But for all that I knew, my wife was in danger. So I slapped myself across the face a few times, did some breathing exercises, and returned to the most surreal, one-sided conversation that I've ever had.
You absolutely must try the scallops. They melt in your mouth,
Said Gina, scarcely audible over the grotesque laughter.
They make blackened swordfish with Cajun butter too. Oh my god, it's so good. That's why we ladies get married, isn't it? So we can force our husbands to order food we want to try, then snatch bits of it off their plates without seeming gluttonous.
Gina's always been talkative when in the right company, but this time she really outdid herself. With nary a lull, she segued from food to theater, then to reality television, then to traveling, then to the challenges of raising twin daughters. When she tried to draw me into the conversation, I nodded and mumbled nonsense, unable to hear so much as a syllable of my own utterances. I doubt that Gina even noticed. Whatever validation she acquired from the Mirthful Maidens' unending laughter had really galvanized her. If she didn't have to stop for a potty break, she'd have gone until her voice gave out. I love when the cats keep pushing that door open. Let's see. After my wife exited the room, I somehow found the courage to grab the nearest Mirthful Maiden by her shoulders.
What are you doing in my house?
I demanded.
Why have you been following me? What? Have you hypnotized my wife somehow? I mean, what the fuck?
Of course, the only... He said that, the last part was so good. I mean, what the fuck? I like mouthed it. Dad behavior. I mean, what the... Of course, the only answer that I received was more laughter. And so, my temper overcame me, and I began to shake the woman. Her head violently rocked back and forth, and her mouth stretched all the wider.
Ooh, sexy. What are you people?
I hissed.
What are you?
Then most of her head, from the upper jaw up, spilled over her back like a slinky, revealing a vast chasm within her, from which indigo light spilled. I couldn't look away, even as I realized that the radiance was emanated by a substance that looked like a moldy cream cheese, and which shaped its... Don't you dare even try to go to that door. Which shaped itself into a replication of poor, doomed Morty's face, and shrieked a shriek that could be heard over the laughter. Dude, she got hit with the deadlights from fucking it. Dude,
Dude, honestly,
Morty's like, we all float down here.
We all float down here.
yeah, dude, 100%. I love how crazy this has gotten too. This feels like an indie movie, like an indie horror, like
It
horror
does.
comedy
It
from
does.
like 2010. So 100% on it, and I love it's like so. This is so nostalgic for me because I got really into that genre. Like, there's that movie with the Facebook guy. What, the guy who played Zuckerberg? He played Zuckerfucker.
Are you talking about a
Jesse
horror movie with
Eisenberg.
him in it?
Yeah, where they're all in this like suburb, but no matter how hard he tries to escape, they can't leave the suburb.
Vivarium. Yeah.
Dude,
I
this
love
is
Vivarium.
like, isn't
Yeah.
this like in that same like category as that? Like this like weird offset, like it's taking itself seriously, but it's also super funny.
I do definitely see that. And like, dude, I appreciate this so much. I was just thinking actually when we took our little 1 minute break, like this has got like, dude, we actually do get like the top 1% of writers on Reddit. We have
this
to.
is so
This
much fun.
like, there's no way that this is not like fucking S tier writing
Dude,
all the
it's
way through
crazy.
this story.
This is so crazy. It's so crazy, like how, like because like to be fair, like we said, not everybody's like hits it out of the park every single time. And I did not like his last story. I can't even remember any of it. And we just did that last week. This story I will remember, like to the death of me. Oh, I do remember. It was Condom Eye Monster.
Yeah,
Right.
the monsters.
Condom Eye Monsters. Yeah, but this is amazing. This is so goofy. This is Severance. This is everything in that weird subcategory horror comedy that you don't get a lot of. This is there. And it never shows its hand too hard.
Right. It's this. I don't know how to even like really wrap my head around it, dude. Because like the story, like the guy is taking all of this 100% of the way serious, but like as reading it, you're like, I am screaming laughter over here.
Yeah.
Like this is just so funny all the way through. Or at least our interpretation of it has been. Maybe we've missed the base entirely, and this was supposed to be terrifying, but I don't think it was. I think
it's just fun. Well, and I'm actually, I like the American Dad thing. I think is still on point, but it's more Leslie Nielsen. I picture him as Leslie Nielsen. Naked, yeah, you know what I mean? Like he's playing it as dead seriously as he can, and everything wacky's going on around him. And like
I do agree with that.
I love this. I love this so much.
These cats are gonna go to the fucking restaurant.
Dude, you and your cats, bro. Your cats fight you at every second of every day, bro.
It's just a control thing. That's all it is. They just, as soon as that door is shut, now they're gonna start yelling at it. But it echoes so hard through the rest of the house. Anyway, the cream and cheese with Morty down in it.
The shriek over the
doomed face and shriek to shriek that couldn't be heard over the laughter. Yeah. Time fell away from me then. Time. When next I returned to my senses, I was reclining on the couch with Gina pressing a wet rag to my forehead. My daughters were looming over me too, biting their lips. Sitting up, I asked,
"Are they gone?" "Oh, who gone?" "Those women you
replied
were talking
Gina
to."
even then.
"Did you see them leave?" "Women? What women? You must have been dreaming after you passed out. What happened there anyway? Did you not drink enough water for today? Let's get you on your feet and go find a doctor."
She called him thirsty.
Yeah.
Wow. Shade. It's been years since that day. Since still the Mirthful Maidens await me all across my city and beyond it. All the time. Always laughing, always staring. In sunshine and pouring rain. Sometimes I sneer at those bitches or raise my middle finger at them. But mostly I pretend as if I don't see them. Just like everyone else does. My wife now goes to the gym with me 5 days a week. Bouncing from weights to cardio with ease, reclaiming her old hourglass figure. She's dyeing her hair black too, the same color it used to be. At least, I think she's dyeing it. Friends and strangers elbow me and tell me how lucky I am to have landed her. I wonder if they're right. This fucking guy.
He's such an asshole.
This fucking guy. Anyway, my daughters are shedding their baby fat now. Okay. And God. Acquiring the curves people covet. What the fuck? This has just turned into like so many fucking brick walls, dude. Anyway, they no longer seem much interested in their phones though. Sometimes when I'm out dining with my 3 ladies, is this Woody Allen? In my peripheral vision, one of their mouths seem to widen more than it ought to. Sometimes when I crack a dumb dad joke, the 3 of them start laughing and laughing, and it seems that they'll never stop. And don't get me started on all the black clothes they've been buying.
I love it. I love it, dude. So here's what I'm thinking too. Maybe all the girls that Morty has like encountered throughout his life started turning into these women. Like, instead of it being like It Follows and Smile, like, because those, it's like transferring, right? It's transferring person to person. What if this is like a plague, like a mind eater, like what's the famous movie where the invasion movie? It's like
Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Yeah, it's like, what if it's like Invasion of the Body Snatchers? That's what it seems like it ended on. The whole It Follows thing, I think, was a red herring, which makes this even better. That it
definitely
did that
this whole fucking story was a red herring. That's what I was seeing earlier and getting so upset about. Is I'm like, this has nothing to do with Smile, but like you called it 100% of the way what the story's about, like what's happening in the story. But like this should be like in a college course or some shit, dog. Like we need a day to process this and come back to it.
So much, it's so good, dude. It's so fantastic. And you know what's fantastic, even better than that? Because we always pick 2 stories, right? At least 2. And our second story by Lowman, of course it's Lowman because he posts 800 stories a week, is Hardcore Prowler. Like, the fact...
Theme. We always inadvertently also get a theme running through our
there's always a theme.
We do not plan that.
No, we just pick random stories. We try to prioritize new authors, and then we pick a second one, and it... Like, the Hardcore Prowler, I'll throw if I remember, I'll throw the image up on the screen. If not, check out our subreddit. It is there. But I liked the picture here. I might even make that the thumbnail. But Photoshop my face on it somewhere. Or Ben's face, one of the 2. Which, dude...
I think... Oh, sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
What I was going to say is, I made you... I don't know, you don't check the thumbnails one. I made you look so diabolical on that Dreamcatcher one.
Nice. Oh, I think I saw that one.
Did you?
But...
I made you bald.
Oh no, I did not see this one. Oh, I gotta see it then. Yeah.
Mouth, bro. You look like a leech. You look like a bald leech man.
Oh yeah, dude, that's fucking cool for that.
I felt like that was fair after making myself look grotesque and fat for Lamau Pig. I mean, I just took a picture of me.
Nah, you can run me through the muck a couple times.
Yeah,
I like it.
I didn't really have to do much for Lamau Pig. Just a shirtless picture. It was like, how do I make myself look fat? Oh, I'm already there. No.
You're like, wait,
I've accomplished that.
Lost art.
But no,
yeah,
this
peak
is
male physique though. By the way, everyone.
This is another one of those things. We've run into that a lot with authors though, where we've read like either one of their stories that was bad, and then their next story or vice versa, where they have like a mishit and then they have just a banger. And this is one of those situations. This is why I think you should never just judge an author off of one of their stories, because there could be a banger sitting around the corner, and because you didn't like this one story, you refuse to read anything else. I think that's super important for a lot of people reading a lot of these stories. They're like, oh, I read such and such story and I didn't like it, so I'm probably not going to like this one. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you do get that idea in your head that, like, maybe it'll be, like, a lot samey. And then, like, when we started reading it, and there was, like, that, like, thrice more or something like that, and I was like, oh, no, dude. I knew we were going to start going down the slope eventually. One time.
He said, indeed, one time.
Of the, like, really extra language like that. Yeah. Everything else, this was so well written. I cannot get over how much is like going on with this. I don't even know if it's intentional.
And you know, even if it's not,
is this?
Yeah, it's like this was like such a out of left field. Like I expected it to be like, I don't know, I expected it to be kind of goofy, and the title kind of sets you up for that. But it feels just such like an it feels almost A24-y. Like you don't know what you're getting in for, and by the time you're done, you're like, I want to suggest this to a friend, but I don't have an elevator pitch for it. You know what I mean? There was this movie.
If I had an elevator pitch, I would be like, oh no, I see what you're meaning. I see what you mean about like actually recounting it back to somebody. My elevator pitch would be like, read the title and then disregard it and then read this story. And
well, I mean, like I'm putting it in like movie perspective. Like there was this movie with the guy from Lord of the Rings, Viggo Mortensen, right? And he's like eating plastic. And it's like I don't know how to describe the movie. Me and my wife watched it, and we were like, it was like a body horror type movie, and we were like, what did we just fucking watch? It was it's like a movie.
Oh, that sounds really cool.
It's a movie that I think, I can't even remember what it's called, but it's a movie I think everybody should watch, because it's like, even though it's not the best, it's like goofy enough to where you're like, I am glad I watched that. I don't really know what I just watched though. And that's kind of how I feel with this story. I know
Crimes of the Future.
Crimes of the Future, yeah. Crimes of the Future is one of those movies. It has like,
It's a Cronenberg.
yeah, it is like very I didn't know it was Cronenberg, but it is very Cronenberg, like hardcore Cronenberg. And it's like, just when you're done, you're like, I don't know what I just watched, but I liked it, I think. And
I think that's where. Oh, sorry.
oh, it was one of those that I was like, your head will bounce back to it all the time to think, did I actually get that? And wait, what is this? And then you're like, I can't believe that movie like just lives in the back of my mind so hard, or that story. And I feel like that's one of them.
I think that's where I kept drawing the parallels to like American Beauty with this story, where it's like it's kind of, you think it's about to be about this thing, and then it's not really about that. It's more about this, and it's kind of like this story, but nah, that's not what it's actually doing.
Yeah.
And you have to just wait until the end and go like, don't really know what that was about. I know it was saying a lot. Eddington is another fucking good example of this,
12
of a
Monkeys
recent one.
is in
There's
there,
just
too.
so fucking much going on in that movie that it's, you get to the end of it and you're like, I don't know if I could actually like you were saying, like pitch that back to somebody, because I don't really know what to say it was about at the end.
Well, that's
not in a bad way though, in a really good way.
yeah.
You were saying it was like an A24 movie, and where that really reminded me of it is where it's like you were saying, it's kind of like It Smile. You're kind of like, the story is kind of like It Follows or Smile or something like that, but then it goes and does its own thing entirely the rest of the way through. You have that like jumping off point. There are so many good movies doing that right now. Like the Joker movie, the first Joker did that with Taxi Driver. It's Taxi Driver until it isn't.
It's actually, if like, the thing that kind of ruins the Joker for me, I know this is a side tangent, but the comedian or whatever with also with De Niro, where he's like a stand-up comic. That is literally the Joker
it's like two
movie.
early De Niro movies.
It is. It's Taxi Driver and that the comedian movie, because he, instead of kidnapping the talk show host, he shoots him. But it's like, I like the Joker, but after you've seen those two movies, you're like, it's just that. They literally just it has nothing to do with Batman or the Joker. It's just literally they wanted to make Taxi Driver and the comedian, but they didn't want to remake them, so they're like, let's just slap the Joker's name on it, which kind of ruins it a little bit. But the movie's still like, if you like that,
they're like we want to remake these two like old classics. Like everybody has to see these two movies, but nobody's gonna watch them if we just remake them. What do people like?
The Joker.
Hey, people are fucking stupid. They love comic books.
Yeah, and
you're like,
you know what?
Oh my god!
And you know what? If people don't get that, we'll get De Niro to do the movie.
Yeah, right. And then just to extra make sure. Make sure. Like,
well, I was thinking of another that actually hits with too is like 12 Monkeys. 12 Monkeys is another one where the whole time you're like, it's 12 Monkeys. They started the apocalypse, but it wasn't the 12 Monkeys. But do they fix it? I don't know. Does anything change? I don't know. And you sit and you think forever, because like 12 Monkeys, you're like, it's a time travel movie. They're like, what kind of time travel movie? You're like, 12 Monkeys. You're like,
it's that type.
Yeah, you're like, Brad Pitt's like crazy. And they're like, what do you mean? He's like, gotta watch 12 Monkeys. I don't know. I don't know how to give it to you other than it's 12 Monkeys. And that's like this. It's like old creepypasta meets new creepypasta meets A24. And people will be like, what are you talking about? You're like, I don't know. Just read it. Just read it.
Yeah, you're exactly like, dude, just read it.
All right.
And that's actually one of the highest bars I can give a story is where it's like, I don't want to describe it to you. Go fucking read it.
Yeah, exactly. This was very like Cronenberg without being Cronenberg. 100%.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the Prowler. Let's see if Lowman will give us, because Lowman will just fucking random shit too sometimes.
That's true.
I'm excited because I didn't see an NSFW on this. Are we gonna get like sloshy Lowman where he like hits us with like all sorts of floweriness? Or are we gonna get like psychotic Lowman? Or are we gonna get that middle Lowman? That's like I don't even want to figure out what the story's about. I just want to figure out which Lowman we're getting here.
I think the truly attentive viewer and listener and reader of our subreddit could probably go back and build a pretty thorough psychological profile of Lowman.
Yeah, we've read so many
Like,
of them.
we are gonna know how Lowman was feeling on this day that this was posted.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
guaranteed.
I feel like we know him so personally at this point. We've read so many of his
Oh, hard on
stories.
his sleeve. All right, here we go. The Hardcore Prowler, or just Hardcore Prowler by Lowman. The sudsy water of the filled dish basin he was working in was hot and pleasant to the rough skin of his calloused hands. Paws. Like dipping his hands into the prison warmth of a womb. Here we fucking go.
Dude, let's go, Lowman.
The boss came
already,
and
bro.
he did not waste any time letting me know what mood he was in. The boss came and squealed. Shift was over, which was fine. Great even. It was time to punch out and punch into something a little more real. 9 minutes later, he was down the street, speeding. Speeding to the spot where he liked to make the change. Knuckled white, he was full throttle, full tilt. Any and every night, he might die, and he fucking loved it. His effects were in the back seat. Precious. What he needed to make the change. Black and boxy handmade pistol, single shot. His coat and hat, like the ones his heroes wore. The fast-talking toughs on the glowing screen from another crime-busting commie-killing age. Spotless gloves, purple. His steel-toed engineer boots, black. A single sai that he took off a Japanese guy he'd killed once, very sharp. The mask that was not a mask at all, but his true face fashioned from one of the rags of pearl color from work that he'd been expected to tarnish. He'd saved this one. And the dart thrower, another homemade pistol-shaped weapon of his own design and make, but much more unique. A tool of cruelty, his pride and paramour.
Oh my god, so good. So
I don't know where we're at. Is this like
he's some sort of murder or serial killer? I think.
yeah, time period.
But I think
he
thinks
goes
he's
and
a
watches the
superhero.
guys on the glowing screen. So 60s.
No, he's
You think
no. This is more 40s, 50s.
50s? Yeah, 40s
Yeah,
and 50s.
so this is like
duh.
black.
No shit.
Well, you could the way he's talking, the way he's narrating right now is noir. He thinks he's like a noir hero.
yeah.
He thinks he's like the spirit or something. I think he's gonna think that he's like a hero cleaning up the
Oh,
streets
the
or some
spirit.
shit.
That's the one I was trying to think of too.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that noir guy. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
It's like the spirit or something.
He put down warmer memories that were startlingly vivid. Put them down. Like misbehave. Oh, let me reread that. He put down warmer memories that
You
were
skipped so
startlingly
much.
vivid.
Like we're at
Wait,
the
you're
engine
right.
roared.
Oh my god, you're right. I did. Yeah. The engine roared with heavy metal life as his foot slowly guided the pedal to the floor with a sexual glide. Ugh. He was nearly there. He'd park her up. He'd beat up old T-Bird. He'd settle her on up, change shape and take face. Then he'd hit the streets and go out prowling. Hardcore prowling. That's what his older brother had always called it, growing up and such. He put down warmer memories that were startlingly vivid. Put them down, like misbehaving animals, unruly and unquiet. Such thoughts of such times threatened to soften him up and make them all limp-wristed. Unacceptable. Soon he'd be in enemy territory. Everywhere is enemy territory, he reminded himself, and laughed. It was true. He rounded a sharp and sudden wind in the road, and with squealing rubber, smoking and threatening death. But he made it. And with a roar, he flew down. If he just got into a car accident on the way to all this and the story just fucking ended right there, like, dude, that would have been so fucking good. He roared off and went spinning around the corner, hit a puddle, and went straight into a fucking lamppost. But anyway, with a roar, he flew down the yellow-lit road, sickly and piss-colored underneath the streetlights cast glow. The sight pleased him as it soared up and by. Yes, the piss. It was a fitting color for enemy territory. That was it. He smiled. I knew that was the thing he was actually going to like.
Oh my god, what if he just
He
kills
smiled.
Asians? He thinks Asians are the greatest evil. There was a
Commie.
like yeah. So here's something that like have you ever seen Cyanide and Happiness? Like the old Cyanide and Happiness YouTube sketches? Remember the superhero that was just a guy in a KKK outfit? He's like, listen, he's like
From Cyanide and Happiness?
yeah. And he was like
Yeah,
look,
okay,
he's
yeah.
like, hey, White Knight, I feel like there's been a theme with the criminals. How can you tell they're criminals? I know just by looking at them. And they're just all black people. This guy's just like driving down Chinatown looking for the next guy to kill.
Just about to say, he's like,
driving
how do you know
down-
they're communists? He's like, well, I'm in Chinatown. You're not hearing?
I'm cleaning up the streets. I know how to get rid of a good commie. You go to Chinatown and just start drinking and killing as many as you see. I'm doing this country a great service.
And again, story inside of a story. He's worried about this all being like limp-wristed and soft and stuff. We know what he really wants to be out doing.
Exactly.
His grin grew. He was nearly there. All right, so second part, we got an ellipses. She stopped to gaze upon it. It was a crude rendition, made by an obsessive and driven hand, but the simple, recognizable shape was nonetheless powerful. Perhaps enhanced by the crude design of its forger's hand, it was one lost from her childhood, one from the long-gone days, stolen youth. It was a shape she would never forget, one that was carved into the heart of her soul and the flesh of her psyche, the one from Sunday school. The shape was a cross. It was painted in bright scarlet red, and it towered over her on the side of an old and forgotten munitions factory. She was smoking. She'd been walking and lost in thought when she'd nearly passed it. She'd glanced to her left, and it had arrested her attention. She drew deeply. Gazing up at the towering scarlet cross, she was alone, as she liked to be. People were too loud and too stupid. Too fucking inconsiderate, too. It had split ends, uneven like a bad haircut, as if a giant child had impatiently scribbled it along this dead building's side. What was even and neat and mannered, however, was the lettering of the message left alongside the great cross of red on the dead munitions plant. Nice and neat, as if professionally printed. 4 letters, 2 on each side, surrounding the middle of the chaotic spine of the great scarlet cross.
Doom! Doom! Lots of doom. D-O-double-M. Doom the Dark Age. Doom!
Heart fluttered a little. I like that. That's what happens when she looks at it. Is just mine and your voices in her head are like, Doom!
Doom!
She's like, that's fucking weird, and just looks away and stops. Her heart fluttered a little hearing our voices as she traced each curve with her dreamy gaze.
Jesus.
She thought,
I need more toot.
Maria had been her name once, but
does that
now it
even
was just a
mean?
cheap candy.
I mean-
Cocaine. This does take place a
Oh.
long time ago. Toot. Yeah,
Yeah.
take a toot. Maria had been her name once, but now it was just cheap candy. Something to be eaten.
I really gotta get back to my corner.
And that's when doom descended upon Maria Cheap Candy in the dark form of a pack of swaggering predators. 4 of them, faces painted like clowns. Their
Yes!
leader was the tiniest, with a little rat face, sporting a black leather Gestapo officer's cap. A skull and crossbones the color of chrome gleamed in the center of the black, with a moonlight fire that was talismanic and religious and powerful in the darkness of the lonesome Los Angeles alleyway. It was hypnotic.
Got another one of those, doll?
No, sorry. Bummed this off another guy.
They all snickered together, a chorus pack of vicious, recalcitrant children. Overgrown and hungry and lustful and mean. She knew their types, unfortunately. She'd worn their bruises before, and they'd taken her blood too, among other things.
Sure you do, babe. Oh, sure you do. You do, babe. You got something for us, don't you?
What do you?
No need for shyness, girlie. We ain't the judgmental types. Me and the boys saw you work in the corner, and we just wanna have a little fun is all. Nothing much.
Dread stole over the long, decimated ruins of her shattered heart. It was filled in the black space with something darker and more wretched.
I don't do group jobs.
She had a knife tucked in her skirt, but she couldn't hope to overpower all 4 of them. She only had the hope of slipping and dipping out. They might be dumb if she could just...
Howdy, darling. You ain't getting any ideas of running, are ya?
Oh, this is another
A
voice.
fifth-
Hold on. I gotta do this different. Howdy, darling. You ain't getting any ideas of running, are ya?
A 5th voice joined from them from behind her, another to join the 4 and complete the fist. The hand of doom that cheap candy Maria Streetwalker found herself about to be trapped within, ensnared, and crushed. She made an attempt to bolt that was quickly thwarted. She screamed, shrieked, filled the night with uncontested shouts and calls for help. The 5 painted faces of doom just laughed as they subdued and began to manhandle her. This one's heavy.
Yeah, no, this is heavy. But, you know what I'm thinking? I'm already, like, in love with this because it's calling on a few of my favorite things. One, this is a Clockwork Orange meets Watchmen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Or not Watchmen, Clockwork Orange meets The Warriors. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
I
Yep.
love that call because the Warriors has a lot of themes like this. Because the Warriors is just basically.
Well, when
like,
you said Watchmen, I thought you were talking about the guy from the beginning, getting all
Oh,
suited up and kitted
And
and
then I was
stuff
gonna
like that.
say,
Yeah, yeah.
on top of that, this is the main guy's gonna be like a Rorschach, which is just
Yeah,
gonna,
yeah.
If he lands this, we know the first story I had us do on the show was the Chasm because I love this cheesy bullshit. I am a little bit of a comic nerd. I love my action bullshit. So if this lands this in a cool way and he ends up being like Rorschach, he's like, "You're all stuck in here with me." That guy follows me on Twitter, by the way. It's a side tangent. I
What?
found this out the other day.
That's awesome.
The actor from who plays Rorschach follows me on Twitter, which I love him and everything. I even like him as Freddy Krueger. I know a lot of people don't like that movie. I don't think he's great, but he is fantastic as Freddy Krueger, and I think he nails that role.
It's cool that he got to play Freddy Krueger. That's
Yeah,
fucking tight.
Yeah, he's like the.
I don't think I've seen that one, but I would go and see that. I don't know if I've seen any Nightmares.
It was the remake of the first. Like it's the remake that was everybody said was awful.
I can't remember if I've
It's
seen it or not.
good.
Probably not. Then
It's really
yeah.
not good. Yeah, it's.
I would see it though if it's Rorschach's in it. That's cool.
Yeah, he does such a good job as Freddy Krueger. It just sucks that the movie wasn't great because he would have been if he got a chance to play it again, I think he would nail the role with better writing. But yeah, I'm picturing him in my head, dude.
Okay,
'Cause
cool.
that guy's like if he's gonna be the hero guy, just this kind of sleazy hero. Oh, I'm picturing that actor.
What if he like only? Never mind. Go ahead.
He just
Go.
watches. He just watches.
No, I was gonna say like, what if he only attacks like prostitutes, like this lady, and he just runs up and just like punches her and then like runs off.
Well,
like
the reason I switched the voice
that's
was
just too dark though.
was because I thought that he was going to be standing behind her and then he was going to beat the shit out of all of them. That's why I switched the voice.
Oh.
Because like I pictured them all kind of talking the same because they're all generic Clockwork Orange gang people. But I want to see where he goes. I really want to see what he ends up doing because the first line being animals is just so good. I see him being Rorschach.
Yeah, I think so. All right, man. He watched them from the dark. His father had taught him the soldier's art. Think first and fight afterward. And like a hunter well trained, he'd watched the scene beneath the towering cross of street art blood play out in all of its vile obscenity, till he was sure, like a hunter trained. Now he made his move.
Look at that fucking freak!
One of the painted faces said. They'd been most of the way through the bitch's clothing, and now some fucking loony fuckwit wanted to get his fucking skull cracked. Fucking perfect. They discarded the girl that used to have a holy name to the detritus and the filth of the alleyway floor and sauntered toward to meet their new challenger.
What are you wearing, bitch boy?
Hollered another at the stranger. The stranger didn't say anything. The five didn't ask any more questions. They didn't like the feel of this fucking freak. They pounced. Their hands grew flick knife blades that gleamed like fangs and sacred bone in the dark. They were fast, a pack of dogs well trained and practiced. But the purple-gloved hands of the Prowler came free from their large trench pockets, each bearing strange, boxy, homemade guns. The punks never had a chance. He fired! The single shot. It found the forehead of the lead. Damn! Beneath his Gestapo. Hell yeah! Beneath his Gestapo cap and blew the Totenkopf's skull to shining moon-like pieces that lost their magic in the violent combustion scatter. The leader stumbled, and the others cried out in shock and stepped away from him as the magic bullet inside his ruptured brain matter began to do its work. Wait, what? His eyes were bugged and wide, rolling. The magic bullet, also homemade, detonated inside.
Yeah, blew off his head. Let's go, dude.
That's fucking awesome. The head came apart in a blast. He's like, you gotta be sure.
Dude, you know what I love too is if they would have like in like a film aspect of this, because this is like very Spawn, very like there's so many like calls to this, but I just see it like being like having that 50s vibe, and they're all walking up, and this guy just in a trench coat reaches up and then shoots the first guy in the head, and he unceremoniously falls, and just a little blood shoots out, and then his head fucking explodes on the ground, just in like big streaks.
I want it to be like way too big of an explosion.
Yeah.
Like all of the windows on the street get blown out and stuff. Like it's just this little pellet that hits him, and like you said, it's just kind of like, and people are like, ugh.
Yeah.
And then he's like, And he starts like running the other they look back at him and he's already running the other direction down the street and they're like, what the?
I didn't see it like
the
that.
whole
I
city
literally saw him
blocked.
just getting hit, falling
No,
back, and them all just stopping and looking like confused that this guy just has a gun, and then his head just exploding, the glass shattering, and it does that thing where it's like big explosion of blood, and then it just has those perfect streaks and like a perfect fan pattern behind where his head was, like just absolutely.
And it makes
like
wings
Carpenter. Yeah,
on the
like
sides of the cross.
Carpenter-like. Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. His head came apart in a blasting ruin of gore and face and black Nazi cap. Eyes, one still intact, the other a jellied mess of visceral snot, shot through the air with the rest of the face. Brains and skull and decorated his compatriots. Painting his clown friends in the last slathering coat of paint their leader would ever paste. They cried out, stupid and frightened. Beneath his mask of rough pearl cloth, the Prowler smiled, and fired with the other hand 3 times. The dart thrower. It hit one in the neck, and then another with the other pair of chemically loaded shots about the chest. Their needle points stuck directly within the flesh. They released their deposits of strange homebrew solution into the flesh and tissue and bloodstream of the pair of clown dogs. The solution worked fast. It's just poo. It was already starting to wreak havoc. Tissue bubbled and liquefied as it smoked and sloughed away. The neck of the first enemy hit was turning into a steaming, meaty mush of raw red, caving in and giving way to a large cranium dome it could no longer support. And you won't get this reference, but he's going, "This is all your fault, Pim! This is all your fault! This is all your fault!" He struggled to scream through a gurgling, smoking throat of boiling, disintegrating gore. The other was melting into himself, all about the torso, like a young man made of ice cream, and left in the merciless eye of the sun. They became liquid and rough, chunky puddles. As the last... Do you think they, like, neatly melted?
Probably. 100%.
I'd like to think it was, like, neat. Like, they're, like, standing legs all the way down.
No, I actually see
And it's
it
just
more
pulling
like
around them.
Like when you look up what a brown recluse does to your, like a brown recluse sprite does. That's what I'm thinking. Like just like more just like actually disgusting. That's what I pictured it as. But
yeah,
way
probably
much more funny that they just,
yeah.
They go straight up like 1960s James Bond movie.
Yeah, they're just like sublimating basically. Yeah. Anyway, red rush caving scrum down over melting torso young man made of ice cream. That's so hot. Anyway, okay, they became liquid and rough chunky puddles, heedless, still stupid, even angrier and even more terrified of the strange and sudden masked Prowler. How much more scared can you get, bro? You're melting. They came in. He's like, you don't think you know fear now. Fangs of flick knife raised. They thought he was out of shots, out of plays. What more do you need to do? Anyway, I keep getting lost. One violent hand dropped the single shot as the other curved slightly and came back in a short coil, then lanced out with the butt of the dart thrower in a bashing strike that caught the one in the head of the one in the lead in the top lip, pulping it to a burst of penny-flavored red and smashing out the top front row of his teeth. He, too, screamed a grotesque sound of shock and pain as he fell, bitch-like, to the garbage and abattoir pavement floor. Fell bitch-like. I'm going to start putting that in all my stories.
I know I'm cutting it, but this is so good. This is so perfect. Like, this is exactly what I wanted.
I feel like the last story, we had to stop and, like, decompress all the time, and we really needed to, like, go through things as it was happening. This is just like, bam, 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 bam. This one...
This is superhero.
Just sit
guy
back, everybody.
This is edgy superhero guy from written by like Michael Moore or Todd McFarlane beating the shit out of goofy bad guys. That's all we're getting here, and I'm so happy about it.
I can tell you're locked in. The other was almost on top of him when the other hand of spotless purple came back up with the Japanese sigh Fortune had given him. Not Fortune, he murdered a man and stole it. Had given him all of the spoils of war. Oh, there we go. Okay, we'll justify it that way. One of the past turbulent nights of battling and slaughtering the city streets. What was this Japanese guy doing? The deadly point of the blade came up.
That was all it is. It's just
he just said that.
There was like one Yakuza guy that was like, he was like, I have a sai. What are you gonna do? And then he just shot him in the head.
Oh no, dude, the Japanese guy was like the one villain he had.
Yeah.
It was like like they did this together kinda, and then that guy ended up dying, and now he carries it around with him. He's like, I fucking miss that guy so much. We had so much
so
fun.
many good fights until I threw him down an elevator shaft.
We had so many good fights. Oh. The deadly point of the blade came up and found the soft flesh beneath the bone of the lantern jawline and slid in with sexual satisfaction and ease. He keeps getting there. He keeps saying that. The light inside the skull went out, and he became a brainless sack that fell without buffer, like meat to the detritus floor. He went to the one with crimson spewing out of his shattered mouth. His hands, abandoned of weaponry, were cradling the red ruinous remnants. Fuck you for your alliteration. Below the gaping, drooling black-red maw, like a pathetic supplicant trying to save what was left. He was on his knees. The Prowler liked to see him as such. Bro?
Yeah.
He went to him with rapid steps, without hesitation or mercy, as the last dog tried to beg for his life through a mouthful of warm, fresh gore. The blade of fortune's gifted sigh found the neck and pierced. This guy's anime before anime.
Yeah, dude, this is...
He's like every time he like flashes it.
This is 100% 80s comics. This is 80s US comics right here, dude. They were like, it's time to be edgy for a little bit.
Yeah, way too much blood, way too much black ink.
Yeah, so many shadow lines. The Prowler has like a shoulder width of like 8 buildings. It's all Frank Miller. Like his face is just like grotesquely square.
And by the way, and the characters never look the same from panel to panel.
Nope.
You're like, when did you draw all this?
Nope, it's perfect.
He bled the animal. Yeah, like right now, when he's doing Blade of Fortune's Sai, he looks like a samurai.
Yeah.
But like when he was showing the dudes in the alleyway a second ago, he was like the giant dude, like you were saying, with the 2 guns.
Yeah. Well,
totally different outlines.
This is an actual quote from Todd McFarlane. Like when he was like, when I first started drawing Spawn, I made a couple mistakes where I'd have like the ammo pouch on the right leg instead of the left leg, and then 5 spikes on the arm on one page and 6 on the other. And so instead of saying I messed up, I just said Spawn's suit is always changing and always adapting and getting better. And it became a character.
Beautiful.
He's like, it became a part of the character. I'm like, way to go, McFarlane.
I mean, if you wanted to get into it, that makes perfect sense with like what Spawn is and stuff like that. The soul of vengeance tied with the instrument of the devil, which is the suit.
Yeah,
so I can see it. I can completely see that.
That is all Spawn comics are. It's just nonsensical like stuff happening, and then he beats bad guy. Like,
yeah, stuff happened.
Dude, Spawn is the king of stuff happened. He died. Now he's Jesus.
He rose from the mongrel in young man shape, and then the Prowler turned his masked attention to the woman. She was wide-eyed, dumbstruck. She'd watched the whole thing. The Prowler studied the discarded girl who used to be Maria for a moment, soundlessly. A beat. She wanted to beg for her life, or thank him. She wasn't sure. But she couldn't find her voice.
A beat.
Still, without word, the Prowler picked up his spent single shot, euphemism, and walked through the little landscape of carnage and viscera to the street-walking woman on the filth of the pavement floor. He towered over her a second before hunkering down to be close to her. She was breathing heavily, petrified. She'd thought to thank him. He'd just saved her from brutality. But when she looked into his eyes behind the rough cloth of immaculate pearl, and saw the flat death that was looking back and seeing right through her, she lost her voice. She knew what was coming. She almost managed, please. It almost passed her glossy pink lips, but the needle point blade of the Prowler came up, again a euphemism, came up swiftly and stabbed in within a blink, with fierce surgeon precision, but not sexual satisfaction, notice. It found, where was that at this time?
Yeah, no.
It found the flesh, nothing this time.
He's not a misogynist. That was why I did, but he's like, listen, don't want to come off as a misogynist here. He just killed the bitch.
Surgically, without enjoying it this time.
No enjoyment in killing women. He just killed her.
It found the flesh and space between the eye and the top of the bridge of the nose. Oh, the tear duct. It slid in lover-like. Oh, fuck.
Ah, darn.
And punctured through. Wait, I had to get in there. And punctured through. He'd heard from a guy that used to patch him up, that claimed to be a doctor, that there was a cluster of nerves tucked right behind there. Put someone's lights out right away, immediately, painless. They don't feel a thing. As the meat that used to be the street-walking girl that used to be Maria sagged lifeless to the ground, settling down for the final time to bed with death as she bled out rapidly from the stabbing rupture about her eye. He hoped it would be. The Prowler hoped for the girl's sake that it would be. That was not me. She hadn't told him she used to have a holy name, but just at a glance the Prowler could tell that she'd been precious and beautiful, and a treasure to someone. Many before. Maybe in heaven, again she would be. He bled her out and moved on, leaving her, hi Soldier, and the other mutilated corpses cooling beneath the scarlet cross of the lonely alleyway. There were other nights and other packs of dogs than these.
Oh my god.
Issue 1. End.
Oh my god, I love that he's also the villain. He's past Rorschach, right? Where Rorschach could always stop himself before that point, right? But Rorschach still he's like, all the hookers and the scum of the streets, they all need to die like dogs. But I'm sure Rorschach, this is straight up Rorschach. There is no other way to describe this guy. He is Rorschach.
Yeah, of course.
But I love that he took him past that point of saving the person that Rorschach would have. Otherwise, Night Owl would have been like, listen, bro, I don't want to hang out with you anymore. You're kind of a douchebag. So I do like that he's past that point.
Night Owl's like, did you just fucking kill that hooker?
Yeah, dude. Night Owl's like, whoa, bro. Whoa.
They're a bunch of fucking lame asses.
They're all commies. The commies thing too is a very Rorschach thing. A very Rorschach. So much of his character was very Rorschach inspired, but I think he's different enough to where it's more inspired by. This is very Frank Miller, Alan Moore,
or Second Generation Watchmen. If you've seen the HBO show, the whole group of the Rorschach clan or whatever the fuck you call it.
Yeah, that show's
hey, that was actually okay. It was all right.
The problem is it's okay, right? It's okay, but it's trying it'll wear its bullshit on its sleeve really hard and really annoying, and which makes it really Alan Moore-y, but it doesn't have the nuance, it doesn't have the back and forth nuances of an Alan Moore. You know what I mean?
Well, all visual adaptations of Watchmen have to get rid of the entire conversation that's being had. Because, you can't really have a Watchmen story without going into what happens between the chapters. All those comic strips, all of those articles and stuff like that, those are so important to the story that they've never been adapted, never really been talked about.
I think the Snyder film did an incredible job. I will stand on the Snyder film. I like that they changed the ending, too. I'm sorry, squids.
Mm-hmm.
Squids. So stupid. So stupid. It's so dumb. I get that it's just supposed to create and I feel like the movie Watchmen and the comic have the same point at the end of it, which is perfect, and it's all shot for shot other than that. And I love that they made that change because it makes way more sense. Utilizing Dr. Manhattan's power to cause harm on society makes way more sense for him to leave the planet than fucking squids.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, once you get to the ending, who's to say that just wasn't Dr. Manhattan doing that the whole time? He could have agreed somewhere else in time to have done that at that time. It does have holes.
It does have, and I think, well, and that's the thing. I think that the movie Watchmen did a better job with the ending. I really think that it puts it in a much better place. I mean, we're getting on a tangent here. But I remember
I know, but
getting through the comic,
still triggering that one Watchmen fan that made it out there.
Yeah,
that made it this far into this episode of this podcast.
They're mad because
he's just big mad right now, freaking out.
It should have been fucking octopuses.
The reason for the squids is because
of
I like the squid because it's random as fuck.
I was like,
the other reason I like it is because when I was a kid, I couldn't help but when I was flipping through it, see the end of the book, and I was like, where does a giant squid come into it? So for the purposes that accidentally flips to the end, they're not gonna have it spoiled for them.
No,
what the fuck was the giant squid? And they're like, exactly.
And here's another hot take: I like the movie V for Vendetta better than the Alan Moore comic as well. I've
never read the comic.
The comic kind of drags everything out, but it's the same story. It's just
I gotta say that I've always been very disappointed by V for Vendetta.
The movie?
I never understand why. Like, I just thought it was, yeah.
See, I like it.
I don't know. I think it's because I had it hyped. I had it hyped in my mind
Wow.
when I was a kid and it first came out. And then when I was a young adult and I actually watched it, it wasn't anything that I thought it was going to be. And I didn't really get what I was watching until later on. But then even later on when I was watching it and I heard a criticism of it from Slavoj Žižek talking about like V for Vendetta is kind of a bad movie because if it was, or it's a bad revolutionary movie because like all of them are, he points out, because he says there's no revolutionary movie that shows you what happens the day after the revolution.
No,
He's like, we always end on the high note of everybody marching off to go take down the power structure, and then tomorrow, how did they keep the lights on? Like, we're getting so lost in the sauce here. But
and I get that.
that's always just kind of like irked me about everything I've watched since then, though, that has that type of thing in it. I'm always like,
what happened next?
but what's your plan?
Yeah, well, you
I can't help
the
it
whole
now.
thing down.
Yeah.
But like, you know what? I think too. Like, I watched that. I think I watched it when I was a junior in high school, and it became like my favorite movie. Like, that was my Matrix. You know, everybody's got like their Matrix movie that was like defined to them for a while. And V for Vendetta was mine. That was like, this is everything. I went and bought the comic. I wanted to get the mask. I never did get the mask because and I'm glad that I wasn't that cringe. And got
in hindsight, yeah.
You know what ended up like stopping me forever? Like, even to have the mask like on the wall, right? As like a cool, hey, that's cool. Like the Guy Fawkes mask. It was the stupid anonymous people. They were so
That's what I was about to say. You hopped on it before it was claimed.
And then it got claimed by those fucking anonymous losers. There was just so like I don't remember what they did. I just remembered I'm like, really, guys? Really? We're gonna be at that? You're that on the nose with the come on.
They had it started off with a decent enough idea of just like, yes, here's my cat's butt. Started off with a decent enough idea, and then they hacked a epilepsy children's website and made it so that the lights flashed and strobed when you signed on to it, and it made sent a bunch of children to the hospital with seizures.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what lost the entire public goodwill towards Anonymous a long time ago.
I don't remember what.
But they've rebranded. Now they're Nice Anonymous. They're nice hackers.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Hardcore hackers. It was real anti-capitalism stuff.
Yeah.
Occupy Wall Street. It was the same time Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah, I remember it was like during.
Man, two movements that really had legs that got the fucking.
They did such a good
federales involved, dude. They sent some plants in there.
Well, you know what's crazy too? Like, speaking of like activism groups, I didn't really find this out till recently because I watched like a Gamer from Mars video on it. Was the guys who did the original hobo fights? You remember?
Yeah, the bum fights.
Bum fights. They're now they now run activist groups, and they definitely tried to sneak in like those artistic like human body things into the country. You know, like those bodies that they have, like the scientific ones where it's like heads that are like pulled apart and stuff. They were like, we're gonna buy these in Thailand and try to sneak them into the US.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
And they
Dude.
did like a documentary on them a while back, and then like the whole time the documentaries, people never ask them why they try to sneak human bodies into the US. They're like, yeah, we were different back then. Now we're like activists, so we're the good guys now. It's like, you still did bum fights. You still had
tried to smuggle a medical oddity into the country. Yeah.
Still tried to sneak.
I googled pickled punk to see if I could get me one.
They were like, I think their excuse was something stupid too. Like, oh, it's like a joke, bro. We smuggled human bodies.
We were gonna have a hobo fight it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but that's just kind of like I think that's the thing too. A lot of these are like, ever since like you saw, I think the world saw Germany and Japan fall because they were like the two big like crazies at that time period. The idea of revolution and like also like the strengthening of communism, like that was a thing, and then there was like the anti-communism and all these things that like led up to, we're gonna write a bunch of revolutionary stories, and it's just like the same thing as like those movements. They're like, we're gonna get to the peak, but we don't know what happens next because we haven't thought that far.
Right.
We like the
it's always just such a feel-goody moment that doesn't really out. Yeah. But few people have the stomach for it, is what that's always proven. Yeah. It's like, you like the idea of like everybody pick up your stuff that we're gonna march and stuff like that. Like, they like that idea, but they don't like the pushback.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it was the same thing when like everybody was gonna raid Area 51. Like 3 people showed up.
Hell yeah. No, there was a lot.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people.
But like not.
It was just not a serious thing by the time all those people showed up.
Yeah, no.
It was
that's
like
what I'm
a big
saying.
social guy. Dude, you're just straight up. You're gonna get us demonetized, bro. Hide that.
Yeah, no, but by the time they showed up, they like
Flashing your starfish.
There was only like a few that actually approached the lines. Is what I meant. Like there was people that showed up for the social gathering aspect.
Yes.
But there was nobody like the people that actually went
like,
through.
like 20 miles away.
Yeah, and then when they got when a few people got put on their knees by soldiers, they were like, well, maybe this was a bad idea. Maybe they can stop.
Like, yeah, Naruto toward. Please, Naruto. I can't say it. Never mind. Please run towards me. So the soldier said.
Yeah, you got the Naruto run. But no, I like the story. It was cheesy. This was popcorn flick after our A24. We literally went from A24 to watching a Robert Rodriguez film.
Yes, we went with a brain boiler for the first story. Jeremy the Tulpa, dude, I applaud you so fucking hard for that. That was such a good story.
Low Man, this is one of my favorites you've made. I love this so much. This hits that.
We want to hear more about the.
Dude, I watched Watchmen in Sin City so many times. Like Sin City to this
Me
day.
too. I used to have Sin City like memorized.
Dude, both Sin City movies.
No.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about? The other
A
one's
Dame to Kill For.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It's just more of the comics, and then like what's on top of that? The only part that's not in the comics, I think, was the best story too. The one with Joseph Gordon-Levitt, the card player guy. Frank Miller and Rodriguez wrote that together, and I think that is one of the coolest stories. I really like A Dame to Kill For. I think it's super underrated. Like,
I have one problem with the movie, and you know what? This is actually a recurring problem that I have with movies, and it's even stranger still because my same problem with this movie will be why another movie is one of my favorites of all time, and it's Josh Brolin. They cast him in the weirdest. No, it's not that I don't like him in it. It's that I'm uncomfortable by him. I don't like that they switched the characters, even though the character does get his face replaced. I understand that the character actually in the story you couldn't recognize him from one story to the next.
Yeah.
And I like that they flashed back to tell the prologue story of why he looked that way and stuff like that in the first movie. Very well done. Josh Brolin, when you put him in anything genre, like fantasy or sci-fi, bro, he does not know what he's doing. Like, I think that he's a great actor. I think he's one of the best actors because, like, some of my favorite movies have him in it. Like, No Country for Old Men's in my top 3 of all time and stuff like that. And Josh Brolin is great in stuff that takes place in the real world. Like, what I think is that they have everybody else come on set and do like the script readings and stuff like that, and then Josh Brolin shows up like 3 days later and they has no context, or it seems like the director like was like, I'm gonna go have a snack, you intern, direct Josh Brolin for a minute, and the intern's like, I don't know, yell, and Josh Brolin's like, yeah, and it'll be like the quietest scene.
See, you don't like,
I don't know, he overacts.
You don't like Jonah Hex? That movie's so amazing.
I haven't seen Jonah Hex.
It's awful but amazing at the same time.
Is it a Josh Brolin genre? Okay, I'll see it then. I will watch it.
So this is in the 3D era. You remember that resurgence of 3D where there was just a lot of bad movies coming out in 3D? This was one of those movies. It was based on the comic book. It's like a sci-fi western because Jonah Hex is like a guy who comes back from the dead, and he is like a DC comic hero guy, but he like is in the West killing stuff. And it's Josh Brolin with like face scars. It's the type of like this movie would be straight to DVD in our era. I think the only reason it got a full budget was it had Megan Fox in it, and she was really big, and Josh Brolin were in it, and they were enough to push it into the full thing, and they slapped it in 3D. It made the theaters.
Oh, I'm so watching this.
It's so dumb.
I'm so watching this.
It's so bad. But like when you thought like that is, and you know another sci-fi movie that he was great in, Men in Black 3. He was fantastic in Men in Black 3.
I haven't seen Men in Black 3. I bet he is good in that, actually.
He played young Tommy Lee Jones.
Was it that one that Michael Jackson was in?
No, that's 2.
That's
Jackson
fucking...
was 3.
Oh, okay. Michael Jackson was really good in Men in Black 2 for some reason.
Yeah,
the 2 seconds he was on screen.
He was good in Planet Terror, too. I was just looking through. Dude.
No, that's where dude. Now that dude, you just reminded me. He overacted so hard in Dune that it made me repress Planet Terror. That's the one. That's the one where he's. What I mean is, okay, again, I love Josh Brolin. He overacts so hard that it makes me uncomfortable. That's the only thing. Is I'm watching it, I'm like, I'm watching the movie like this the whole time. Like,
dude, I love it. I love him for that though. I love that he's just so Josh Brolin and everything. Like,
it's fun though. I will say that they're very fun.
I will tell you though, he played the hell out of George W. Bush. He was a great George W. Bush.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about again. W is amazing. Then something else like that.
I love
Old Boy. No, I like Old Boy too. Old Boy's good.
He was good.
No crunch through all of them, but
the only thing I think he was too small to play Cable. I like him as Cable, but he was too small. When Ryan Reynolds is standing taller than Cable, and me growing up reading the Deadpool and Cable comics, I'm like, Josh Brolin might have gotten buffed for this role, but he is still not Cable big. He was good as Thanos, though. He was the best. He's the best Marvel villain yet. Wait. Willem Dafoe and the guy who played Doc Ock. I think those three. He's in the running. I
agree. Doc Ock is probably one of the better ones.
And the fact
Old Tobey
that
Maguire Spider-Mans were so good.
The fact that Christian Bale and Jeff Bridges have been villains in the MCU and they're not as memorable as Josh Brolin is crazy.
Wasn't Christian Bale Doctor Doom or something?
No, Christian Bale was in Thor: Love and Thunder, which I still haven't seen because I heard it was unwatchable.
I would never watch that. But I don't know, man. I think that I need to go watch a bunch of Josh Brolin genre movies now so I can have my opinion changed. But like, I don't know.
You're right. He does play Josh Brolin in everything. He plays Josh Brolin in every single movie. I've never seen him not play Josh Brolin. Even when he's like on podcasts, he is the same as he is in every movie. I think the reason I liked him in Sin City is because Clive Owen is somebody I don't usually like. So
I didn't like Clive Owen in Sin City either, actually, now that we're talking about it.
So I thought Josh Brolin fit the over-the-top nature of Sin City, and I felt like Clive Owen didn't.
That's true. He was the most reserved character on there.
Yeah. So
I like Benicio del Toro in those movies, especially.
Yeah. You know who they killed it? Like, Bruce Willis obviously did an incredible job because Bruce Willis when he was not losing his mind was incredible in almost everything. But Mickey Rourke in both those films, and I know everybody knows that. And Jessica Alba was good in that, and Jessica Alba is so hit or miss. And she was really good in A Dame to Kill For. She was really good in that film, like her part, and
she had a bigger role in that. I think. Yeah.
She wasn't just sexy chick. She actually had a role.
Yeah, she was coming back to kill people. Yeah, she was coming back to kill people for Mickey Rourke or whatever, right?
Which is funny because
Bruce Willis, that was the one that died for her, yeah.
Yeah, and what's funny now, because like you see it in like a retrospective, like with Bruce Willis around that time, starting to have the early ages of dementia where he couldn't remember lines, him still being in that movie, but that was his role in every film after that. Was he's just there. Like even when you watch Glass, you watch Glass, which is the third movie in that trilogy. The worst part of that movie is Bruce Willis not being a bigger part, and you now realize why he couldn't be a bigger part and why Glass had to be that way, which is crazy to think about.
Those movies break my heart.
Well,
I need to rewatch them.
I've watched Unbreakable so many times and Split. They all work, but Glass. I think the problem with Glass is, I think everyone in the industry knew what was going on with Bruce Willis, so I think they wrote his part and wrote it in a way that they could still include him and still have him be a mainstay, but not give him a bigger role. And when you watch Glass with that, and when you think about Glass in that context of Bruce Willis not being able to remember lines, having dementia, you're like, oh shit, that all makes sense. Like it makes sense why Glass feels like, because it felt like Glass was going to be Bruce Willis versus these two, or versus this monster that was now being guided by Samuel Jackson. But what we got was like weird psycho, like underground. I don't know what Glass is so weird, but like the problem.
I don't remember like 3/4 of it. I remember they throw Bruce Willis in a big pool.
Yeah. The ending, he beats the shit out of both of them and gets it's just such a weak action scene too. And you can tell that it's just like I don't know, but it makes sense with knowing that he's fucking losing his ability to remember things. But we've gone off the rails heavily again. But I feel like
Yes, we do. We
Prowler-
always get into a movie talk at some point.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, Prowler though.
Yeah, I'm a movie nerd. So, and the fact that this is heavily influenced by media. This is a movie inspired. Like, this guy just got done watching Watchmen and was like has been on like a Watchmen, Sin City, like although that genre of movie, he's been on that kick, and he was like, I'm gonna write a story that hits all of those notes. And that's exactly what he did, and it's perfect. And I love it. Bangers.
We always
for the day.
appreciate Low Man. Dude, 2 fucking double-barreled shotgun banger.
Yeah.
All right, man.
But
My
with
voice
that-
is going out though.
Yeah, dude. I'm tired.
Do you have anything else for the boys and girls?
No, I got nothing else. Like, subscribe, share us with everyone, including your grandma. We would appreciate that. Make us like
Your grandma knows who we are.
we want to be micro famous. We want to make money off of this, so we can up our production quality. Because I know that's a gripe with the show is like we have low production quality. Like our mics aren't decent. I think it's mostly our cameras and like a lot of the other stuff. So when we get bigger, we'll be able to fix those things. So the more you like the show, the more you share the show, the better we will get. So until then,
Right.
I hope you do.
We do need more yeah. Well,
Yeah.
we're not pretty enough for you.
Yeah,
Good night, everybody.
exactly. They're like, no, we're too pretty, and our cameras aren't showing them every detail. So they want more details of our beautiful faces, I think is what it is. We're just too gorgeous, so
Huh?
they need to see that gorgeous in 4K instead of Slopland. I think I'm in like 480, and you're at like 720. They want to see us in like
Yeah,
at
something like
least
that.
1080. At least 1080. But anyways, guys, love y'all. Deuces. Stop gooning in the goddamn closet.